Speaking of, we should probably get things going, shouldn't we? Hello everybody, thank you so much for joining me at this new time slot. Special thanks to Tavian, Deliberverse, Toasted Waffles, Many Headed Mishaps. I hope I didn't miss anyone else there. I think that's everyone who's here at the moment, so thank you so much. Oh, cool, you have Captain of Industry. I'm in a very similar boat to you, Tavian, and it's one of the reasons that I am actually playing it. Is because I think you need to sit down and really go for it and actually to talk about the game while you play it for it to be good. So this is the push. Now, I need feedback from everybody because I've already done a lot of stuff on the stream, like a lot of changes. So everyone who's here, if you don't like how chat appears, if you think it's too big, it's too small, if you don't like the sound redemptions for channel points, let me know and we'll mess around with them. Yeah, this is definitely one of the more intense Factory Must Grow games because... Oh, thank you very much for the resub, Toasted Waffles. That kicked off a whole ton of stuff. Thank you so much. Yes, profile pictures, chat box does look different. That's one of the things. Thank you so much, Toasted. That's amazing. You're a legend. Just as soon as I kick off. Let me just check the game volume is all right. I think it's fine. So, the kind of background of this game is that it's post-apocalyptic. And we have a ship and we've landed on an island and we just need to kind of get civilization up and running again. Now there's a few different islands we can start off on. The traditional one here is New Haven. Hey Notonius, music is a touch too loud. Thank you for that, Notonius. Let's turn that down a little bit. Put it down to about here. Let me know how that goes because I actually monitor the music separately, so it can be a bit of a problem. The reverse, I have that problem too, but I've been playing this a little bit since the latest update, and I really want to get deep into it. So the New Haven is the traditional starting island. You start in this area here. It's got all of your starting resources. It's got lots of space. No, you can't build robots, but you can build space. Space? you can build two space. You can build space stations in this one. How much CY experience we have? Mostly getting up to construction 2, which is not very much at all. That's where I want to try and get past in this game, with the help from all you lovely people. So, Curland is then there's Armageddon, which actually has a massive crater in the middle of it. There's Beach, which is actually quite a large map, but you're mostly building on sand, and for some reason, aesthetically to me, don't like the idea of building on sand. There's Curland, which is a very beautiful map, and it also kind of gets in the way of the grid shape of the game. There's I love my Twitch PFPs in the chat box. That's good. Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? Hey Lightning, how you going? Check out Nails of JD Plays. JD Plays seems to be the person out there. Like all of the blueprints. By the way, I'm not going to be using blueprints because I'm insane. Seem to be by JD Plays. Golden Peak, you have to get through this mountain, and then You Shall Not Pass is apparently impossibly difficult. But Dragon Tail Isle is a map that has been made for this update, which adds trains. So I'm figuring we're going to play on Dragon Tail Isle because I would like to use trains if possible, and I like the idea of having a system that goes up and down the entire island. Now, our starting area does have a lot of the initial resources that we need to get our hands on. We've got iron ore, we've got crude oil, we've got limestone, we've got water. Anyone who's coming to this, oh, I know, Lightning, don't worry. Anyone coming into this who's maybe played it previously, the whole... bricks are totally different now, which is a bit of a challenge. We've got iron ore, we've got some more groundwater, and then we need to expand out to get our hands on things like quartz. If we want coal, there's actually a little bit of coal here. There's a little island here with some stuff. So we've got a bit of work, but I think this is the island that we're going to play on because I feel like this has the most interesting shape. It's different, right? It's something different. I'm totally babbling. Anyway, let's select Dragon Tail Island. Now, we need to pick our difficulty, and I think I'm just going to go for Captain difficulty because I'm a scrub. So we've got standard resource consumption, standard construction costs. Construction costs are very expensive, honestly. Like, it's gonna... This is one of the things. I'm just catching up on chat. People chatting about PFPs, which is cool. Standard fuel consumption, standard maintenance consumption, standard mining yield. Standard research cost, standard growth speed for crops and trees, standard rainfall water collection, standard contracts and loans, standard disease severity, standard impact of pollution, and standard unity generation. Now, there's no way I'm ever going to pick Sailor because that hat is just smelly. I'm not going to go for the smelly hat. So we're going to go with Captain. Now, I can alter some stuff in here. We can set it to casual, we can boost our resources. We can go for extra realism, which means that when your vehicles run out of fuel, they just stop, which means I can't go and get more fuel, and I don't know how you fix that. And if you run out of groundwater, pumps not working, which makes sense, actually. There's also Realism++, which means that machines and other maintenance consumers stop working when broken, which kind of makes sense to me. Belts and storage units require power to function and stop working without it, and quick repair is not available as an action. I think we're just going to leave that off for now. We're going to play like as intended to start with. I don't know why. Yeah, and there's also reduced world binds, making casual resources. We're just going to leave everything as the standard. I'm glad to hear that, Toasted. I hope things are going okay for you. Thank you again to everyone for being here, by the way. Okay, we need a name for the colony. So what do we want the name to be? I don't want to spend too long here, but I like chat to like get involved here. I do have some cool new things I can do. For instance, if I wanted to, I could turn what Tavian just said instantly into a poll. And if you're on Twitch, you could vote in that poll on whether or not you like Frostville or not. You see how quick that was? I can just do it with a button click now. I've got new powers with chat. I can also do predictions really, really quickly if we're playing something else. See, so I have spent a lot of time building in some really cool new features. We don't have to use this poll for Frostville, by the way. I just wanted to use that as an example. We've got the Frist land from Noturnius. I'll just go with whatever I like, or if the poll, I don't know, gets like 3 votes, we'll go with that. For those of you, like, you can only unfortunately interact with this kind of thing on Twitch. This is the downside, is all this cool new stuff I've set up is currently Twitch only. I don't know how to get it working on YouTube as well. YouTube just doesn't, unfortunately, have the functionality, and it doesn't look like YouTube is ever going to have the functionality. That's the one downside. Yeah, that is what I am doing 100% as well, Toasted. I am just off the news completely. I'm not paying any attention to the news. I'm just taking the world nice and as it is. How hard was it to set up? I actually read some tutorials on how my bot works. That's how hard it was to set up. No, there's a guy called Nutty, Nutty GG or Nutty Gaming, who has a great YouTube channel. He's a streamer, or they're a streamer, but they have a great channel where they just go over customization for StreamerBot and how to set it up properly and how to do the correct things with it. And honestly, it's a game changer. So I've gone through a lot of their tutorials and I've built up stuff based on what they have shown me. So if you have a look at the channel redeems for channel points, you may need to be subbed to see them. I've got some new stuff in there. Like there's one where you can pause gameplay and force me to explain in detail the science behind what I am doing right now. I thought that would be really funny if I'm doing if I'm trying to build a ship in Terra Invicta, and I once again get my engines mixed up, and then someone spends their channel points to force me to explain the science behind how my engine works, because I'll have yes, that is it. Who just redeemed that. There you go. Toasted Waffle just redeemed it. So that is the redemption for 350 channel points to get me to stop what I'm doing and explain what's going on in as much of an expert. Now, I don't know how I can do that in this situation, but Toasted Waffles did explain the explain mechanics. Okay, yes, there we go. So I have to pause for at least, I don't know, 40 seconds to a minute and explain in scientific detail what is happening when someone redeems that. There's also one for pausing. That's true, Libros. I've got a limit on how many times it can be redeemed as well, so it can't be redeemed over and over and over again. I've also got one for... Yes, I gave you a scientific nerd ramble button, except I'm not an expert, so I'll have to make stuff up on the fly, which I think will be quite good fun. I also included a redemption for just pause the game and explain my thought process behind a tactical move that I'm making. So say, for instance, I'm streaming Xenonauts 2, right? And I'm going through gameplay quite quickly because that's how I play, right? You know, I'll just be like, right, we're going to move here, we're going to move here, we're going to move here, we're going to take this shot. Someone can pause the game and be like, explain in detail why you're making these choices right now, because that's something I don't do very often. I know that I go very quickly when I'm playing. So that's another redemption that I've put in there, because I think that would be quite good fun. And I'm looking for more ideas. I've got a few other ideas. I didn't want to go too crazy. And of course, there's also all the traditional sound files that we've had on the stream since the start are there and available as like a 100 channel point. You could just do like a hello there, that kind of thing. Hey, Core, how's it going? I'm going to see you. Anyway, we're just going to go with Frostland because Tavian got there first and I want to get going. And there's going to be time to chat in this game because it's chill. Let's launch. It's going to take a couple of seconds to load. What do people think about the new chat window, by the way? Is it too small? Is it too much detail in there? Should I get rid of the PFPs, or do people like their PFPs showing? This is the kind of feedback that I'm looking for. There's a hum from Core, which has me concerned. What's going on? Oh, sorry, yeah. If the music gets boring, the music is good, but it's very repetitive. So let me know. I can put some YouTube on. Yeah, it's 20% playing, the rest waiting. So you have 30,000. You have 30,000 points. This is what I was. This is a difficult slot for EU. Yes, of course. So the weekday slots are going to stay the same for EU, but I didn't have a slot for US. So this is the US kind of slot, if that makes sense. It's also great for me, just to have a more chill weekend stream, because getting up really late all the time was having an effect on my mental health. Whereas having for me, this is Sunday morning. I got up, I made myself a cup of coffee, and I'm just chilling here. Well, look, you're going to have to get involved in predictions, is what's going to have to happen. You have to bet those points on predictions. Now, I don't really know what predictions we can put into Captain of Industry, but I'm sure we can find some. Hey, Lightning Dragon, how you doing? Okay, so first of all, we're going to get rid of the message center. Then we're going to pause the game. There you go, there's a WoW redeem. Thanks, Tertonius. Let me know about the volume of those, by the way. Are they loud enough or are they too loud? Now, welcome to Dragon Tail Island. This is what we were just looking at. The game is pretty, but it's not like amazing. Taller and thinner, but it seems fine. Okay. By the way, the costs should auto-adjust depending on how often they're being spammed. Thank you, Cam the Friendly Wizard, for joining. Volume is good. Okay, cool. I think I can alter chat. Let me just see if I can make it taller. I'm going to have to edit this size. Oh, we can't have that there, actually, because that's where the... Let's put chat down here for now, because it's covering up my resources, and I'll make it a little bit wider. It's going to cover up a little bit of the resources, but I think that's good.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a
okay. We may need to have a look at the costs of these items. Use their prime. Oh, Cam the Friendly Wizard, you're wonderful. Thank you so much for the sub. Welcome on board to this this new adventure. We're going to get a bit of spam. People are going to get excited for a bit. You have 23,000 points. Okay. Right. Anyway, let's get started. What do we start with? Well, we have a ruined ship. This is boat. This is our boat. It's called the ship. We can rename it when we come up with a name with it when we send it off. Then we have a kind of wrecked dock. It's not in great condition. And then we start off with a bunch of Toyotas. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Toyotas. And an automated tree. Lower the capacity of the chat box by 5 to 15%. I can do that. If I go here, and it's currently at 0.85. So what if I put it to 0.65? Let's try that. I might have gone the wrong way there. Oh, no, that's better. I like that better. Really easy to win, but 3 messages could be too small. I can lower the font size. So at the moment the font size is 25. I could dump that down to 20. And that might look a little bit better. Let's play with that for a bit. Bodie McFro's Place. You need to rename it. Okay, well, we'll have a vote maybe to rename it later. What else have we got? So we've got all this. And then this is where our people now live. We have a container city. Which actually looks a lot cleaner and nicer than you'd think. I mean, look how nice these balconies are. Like, this place doesn't look too bad to live in. So this is all we have to start with. Now, we do have some resources available to us at the start of the game. There's a ruined communication center here, and it has in it 944 iron scrap and 600 bricks. And what we need to... It does look like a Xenonuts 2 map. We need to refresh the chat box. You need to... I don't think I do Toasted, because because of how it works. It should do it as we go. So for example, if I do this... I should automatically refresh, and now the PFPs will disappear. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I do need to refresh it. Okay, that's interesting. How do I refresh it while the stream's running? No, I think because nobody chatted there. I think we should be okay. People really like the profile pictures. That's the thing. Anyway, let's just keep going for a bit. Let's productions item as fast as possible. Yes, so we need to get ourselves iron and bricks before we run out of here. This is basically our starting resources. Now, we have limestone over here. This is how we make bricks. We have iron over here. This is how we make iron plates. We obviously have trees for wood. There is a little patch of coal here. And there is also, all the way over here, miles away from where we started, a patch of copper. There's a bit of delay, I think. It came after chat's updated. Okay, thanks, Cam. That's good to know. Also, you got a highlighted chat there because it's your first one. Thanks for coming in. So, we've got a bunch of stuff to do. Can we nuke our neighbors? No, we can't build weapons in this game. There's no combat. First things first, I want to assign 2 trucks to our tree harvester. I want to press the H key to get the tree harvesting tool up, and I want to cut away some trees here to free up some space over here. And then I want to basically clear as much of this forest as possible, because this is where we're going to put our early factorization. It's going to be in this area here. That's a real word, factorization. You may not have heard it before because you're not all professional factory makers, but that is a real word. So that's done. And now I'm basically going to go through a lot of the options here. Now the next thing we need to do is we're going to produce a lot of junk, and we need to dump that junk somewhere. So I'm going to go into our terraforming designation, and there's an option to dump things, and I'm going to set up a dump. And the default is to like build a pile, right? That's a rising pile of stuff. I don't want to do that. I'm going to press F to change this to flatness mode, and it's going to match the level that I am on right now. And I'm just going to designate sort of this shore as a dumping area. So we're going to just draw out like this. And what's going to happen is as we produce waste, our dump trucks are going to come and just dump it into this area here. We should reduce waste to breaking the number. Yes, that is, I believe, what factorization does really mean. But we're making new words because we're in a new world. Right, so dumping is done. Now we need to start producing stuff. One of the things I want to do is I want to reconfigure our houses a little bit, but we'll run along. So one of the first things we have access to is smelting. We can build a blast furnace, a metal caster, and smokestacks. Sure, jump your garbage into the ocean, surely no negative consequences. No negative consequences at all. Pollution isn't a problem. So I'm going to build our first metal caster somewhere around here. So first of all, we need a blast furnace. Now the blast furnace has 2 inputs, and it has 4 outputs. I'm going to place it just here. No, I'm not going to place it there, because there's a massive stone right there, which will actually get in the way of me doing stuff later. These stones are a little bit annoying. They will get destroyed as we do stuff, but let's build the metal caster just a little bit further, blast furnace somewhere about here. We'll come forward a little bit. This should be good, okay? I'm gonna put the blast furnace here. So it has 2 inputs here and an output. Now one of its outputs is smoke or steam. So I'm gonna build a smokestack, and I'm gonna put that here, and I'll explain why I'm putting that there in a second. But this lets me deal with CO2. Then I'm gonna go over to my, where is it? My forestry tab. And I'm going to grab a coal maker, which turns wood into coal and produces CO2. And I'm going to put a coal maker here next to the smokestack. So the smokestack takes in wood and outputs coal and steam. And then I'm going to come into my transports tab. I'm going to grab pipes, and I'm going to connect the smokestack to the coal maker and the blast furnace to the smokestack. And that's them outputting their CO2. Now I've got to deal with the molten metal that comes out of here, and I've got metal casters. Now one thing I really like about this game is not only can you rotate buildings, but you can flip them. Not showing for me mishaps. Not yet, at least. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up for something later. So I'm going to put this one here, and then I'm going to flip this one. I'm going to put it with a space between it for a building that we're going to unlock later. And then I'm going to grab molten channels. I'm going to connect this to here, and I'm going to connect this to here. So what's going to happen is iron is going to go into the blast furnace with coal. The blast furnace is going to turn that into molten iron. The molten iron is then going to go down the channels into the casters, and the casters are going to cast that metal into iron plates. And that's really all we can do right now with metal. There's nothing else we're actually able to do. Now, food production, we need a farm because our people need to eat potatoes. And if you look, farms actually take up a lot of space in this game. I'm going to put the farm here. It needs to be on fertile earth. This looks like a great spot for a farm, but it is a trap. If I click on the layers button here, this is where our crude oil is. Don't want to mess up with that. Don't want to get involved in crude oil. So I'm just going to dump our farm here. I'm actually going to flip it, and I'm going to put the output there. Somewhere like that should be good, as long as the vehicles can get past it to get to the limestone. So that's our farm put down. Now we need a generator. So I'm just going to slap down a diesel generator here next to our fuel stores. That will be moved later. But that just produces power. One nice thing about this game, I don't know if it's nice, some people might hate it, you don't need to connect power to buildings. You just need to have the generators. So yes, but you don't want people to be sick. Notorious is correct. All right, waste management. I need a waste collection center. I'm going to put that here. So that's just the waste from the people gets built into this building. Then for buildings, we need a research lab. I'm going to pop a research lab down here. I am actually going to go for one to start with, but we will build a second one as we go. Something else I'm going to do is I'm going to build a food market here. No power line spaghetti. There's plenty of other spaghettis that we need to deal with. And I'm just going to set this food market to sell potatoes because I want to get rid of this food market. Okay, that's everything placed down to start with. Let's turn off our layers and unpause the game. And what you should see happen is our trucks all give themselves jobs and they truck about. So one of our most important resources in the other game is on the right side of the screen here. It's construction parts. And this is the thing we need to race to be able to make before we run out of them. We start the game with 400 of them. And everything that we're building right now requires construction parts to build. I'll also just set our research up. If you're interested in research, here's the research tree for this game. It's pretty big. it's big. But we're going to start off. We want to research construction. We want to research the trading dock, and we want to research maintenance, and then we want to research vehicles and mining, and then we want to research tools. So that's what we're going to start with. So maintenance is extremely important. So we're going to start off with construction, which is actually an automating thing. The most important is maintenance. Yeah, don't worry. Maintenance is the next thing that I'm researching after we get construction researched. So there you go. There's our blast furnace complete. And now our metal casings are done as well. Myth research tree falls somewhere between rationality and terror Invicta. I like that. Most important resource is maintenance. Yeah. Disgusting. There are people in my factory. Yes, we actually have to keep we need workers to drive our trucks and do stuff. So this is now complete. And what's going to happen is it has a recipe where it will take 24 iron scrap and 6 coal and turn that into 24 molten iron. And then the metal things, I love how there's a tree. I love how this little bush survived between the two. These guys will turn 12, so basically half of the output of this into 12 iron. What is the scenario's objective? It's to build a utopia and build a space station and get into space, is essentially what we're trying to do here. So now you can see that we've delivered some resources into the blast furnace. It now has coal, because we start off with a little bit of coal. And what it will do in a second is once it completes its first burn. Yeah, Notonius is right. Oh, look at that. It actually showed that you were replying to Notonius in the chat. I like that. And there's the molten iron going through, because I know people like to watch this stuff. Also, crash asteroids into your elephant new ores. Yes, you can indeed do that. We will not begin to do that stream, but you can also see that our coal maker is also producing coal, and we're now producing pollution. The first logical step, yes. Oh, and also we have lightning straight away. I'm just showing you what's going on here to start with. There's most literally an IKEA you can build later in the game. Isn't there? That's awesome. So we've got molten iron coming through. We're waiting for 12 molten iron to come through to these. No, I don't think so, Toasted. They're just different layouts. And then this thing's going to pour out the iron into the molds. Very chill game. Oh, we've also completed our first objective. We have goals to complete. So this will get us a bunch of free resources, which is very useful to stick to these as your kind of build priorities. It's called Idea. Hey, No Time Left. How's it going? Oh, we need to have a chat. No time left, because you messaged me while I was away. On the Discord. Oh, thank you for the resub core. Welcome back. 9 months, really? That's insane. Thank you for following me for so long, especially when I've been so bad with content recently. But do they sell Blage? They basically must, right? Who else is going to survive the apocalypse? Also, if we find it, you can see that our little tree guy actually does tree stuff, which is cool. He's chopping the wood, it goes on the truck. All the trucks will have what their resources on the back of them. There's nothing else we can build right now while we wait for construction to complete. So we're kind of just sitting around waiting. We also haven't dumped anything yet. Oh, one thing we do want to do is I want to dismantle this building, because your people are like expanded in a square. In fact, we may as well do that, and I want to build a square out here, but that building being there was in the way of it happening. So I've built a new potato house here, and what they'll do is they'll move the resources over to the potato house that's here. He's taking the construction materials. Can we search for new resources? Yes. Once we get our boat up and running, there is a whole mechanic where we send the boat out to find more resources, and we can mine and build stuff offshore, not just here in the thing. I'm going to build some more housing now, because I will need to build it, and I don't want to forget to do it later. And there's a mission objective to build housing. And while our trucks, hey Captain Beans, while our trucks are chilling out at the moment, while it's not too busy, it's a good time to build something like this. All right, construction is almost complete. I am tempted. Could you rename trucks to community members' names? Oh my god, I can rebuild trucks. I can rename trucks. I mean, I don't know if we're going to see them, but we can indeed rename trucks. Oh, that's. Do people want me to rename trucks to their names? It means I'll be blaming. I'll just take the list of chatters and just throw them onto trucks. Thanks, Antonius. Strong Ixion 5 on this all told us from the shipping container houses. Tonka Trucking McTruckface. Well, but this is definitely going to be Boaty McBoatface. I think we've already decided that. So this is Boaty McBoatface. The music's a lot chiller than Ixion's music. I'll give it that. Okay, we'll give it that. We'll say the music's a lot chiller. Let's speed up time a little bit until we've got our first research task completed. Okay, do people want me to rename the boats? I feel like they do. Let me get the chat list up, and I'll do that really quickly. So I'm using my bot to get the list of chatters. So if you want your name to be named after a truck, make sure to chat so that I've got your name from the list. I think I can do it from here, right? How do I see the list of trucks so that I'm not just clicking on the same one? We'll just start here. Okay, so first truck here. This is going to be Many-headed mishaps, because they're at the top of my list. Probably because they're a mod. Many-headed mishaps. No, I didn't press enter. Mishaps. Okay, that's now many-headed mishaps the truck. This one is going to be Nortonius the truck. No, you want to be Trucktonius. Okay. Trucktonius. This is fun. Let me move this as well so I can see chat. Okay, next up we've got Core 2121. It's going to be in alphabetical order, but don't worry, there's going to be a lot of trucks. So, Core 21. I'm just going to call you Core 21. Core 21. We've got 3 trucks here. So next up is the Lieberwurst, which I didn't click the button correctly for. They're kind of melding into one super truck. Actually, it's a 3, isn't it? Is it Lieberwurst or Leberwurst? When you retire a vehicle's upgrade a new one, it will be sad now. Also, if you want to hold back, just saying, you can be a digger if you want to be. If you don't want to be a truck, you can be a digger. Just if you want to be reserved for digger, when I build a digger, I will say who wants to be named after the digger. And if your name hasn't already been picked, you'll be a digger. Captain Beans for this one. And then we've got another truck here. And that one is Lightning Dragon. What do you mean, our word? Our word. No, I want to be a truck gun. Okay, what other trucks do we have? We may be running out of trucks. Is this truck being named? Yeah, it's Core 21. There's 2 trucks here. I only have 9 trucks right now. This is No Time Left. One of the little research notes submarines on the boat is Buddy McDuckface, so there's some reference to that at least. No Time Left. And then finally, the last one that I think I can name right now is Tavian. No, it's going to be Toasted. Tavian, you're not getting a truck to start with. John Truck. You want to be John Truck, okay. Where's Captain Beans? I think it's this one. Yes, you want to be John Truck. Just to give some benefits. You should have a paying... Yeah, that's not a bad idea, Notonius. Okay, let's get gameplay going again. I think that's all the trucks named. Just remind me whenever I build a truck that needs to be named. Okay, food production is completed. That gets us some free potatoes. Construction is about to finish researching as well. Also, in fact, Tavian, you can be the tree cutter for now, because you are a mod. Tavian is a tree cutter. All right, construction is done. So we can now move on to the next stage of automation. We can now build assembly machines. The assembly machines can turn iron and wood and brick into construction materials. You're not a mod? Now you are. You don't have to do anything. We can turn. It's John Halo. That's another instant action I now have. I can mod and unmod people by just clicking on their names in chat. Treefian. Oh, I like that, Notorious. And then we can do rubber and copper into electronics. So I need what I'm going to need is I'm going to need 3 of these. I'm going to need a bunch of these, but I'm going to try and automate one of them as much as possible. So I would normally build them along here, but these trees are in the way. Stupid nature. I'm just trying to think about how I want to lay these out because I haven't planned my layouts in advance. Let's do... this is all temporary. This is not a permanent factory at all at this point. Is that by eye? That's about... Yeah, it's about the same. And then I could just fit this in here. Wait a minute. That's... Hang on a second. Have I got this wrong? Available for chat riots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I put him too far away. It's got to line up perfectly, everybody. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he can go here. And then we'll do another one here. Now, this isn't all the assemblies I'm going to build. This assembly machine is only going to build construction parts. This one is only going to build construction parts. This one is only going to build mechanical parts. And this one is only going to build electronics. You can get them to build multiple, and like they'll just take in recipes they want, and you give them orders. So they'll do it in a way that sort of forces them towards, you know, like build construction parts. But if you can't build construction parts, then build that. I don't really like to do that. I quite like to just say you only build this. We're going to need so many construction parts that we need dedicated machines building the construction parts. However, I'm going to try and automate. We've got a coal maker in Otonius. It's right here, doing its job. I'm going to try and transition to mined coal really early because I don't like coal makers. They're really inefficient. The coal maker requires 18 wood to make 7.5 coal. which is barely enough to power the blast furnace for one repeat. It's just not worth it. I don't like coal makers. They're really, really inefficient. And we need wood for some of the products here. So, no, derp. It's good. Good that you're checking me out on these things and making sure that I'm doing them. Time to get that oil set up. Oh, you're going to love it when I get to oil. You're going to love the pipe work. Look at the little trucks just trucking about. I love it. And fun fact, when I swapped to mod view, I got another advert. Really, Tavian? That's awesome. I'm just having a look at my other commands I could do things for. I could do predictions as well. So I could say something like, are we going to run out? I don't really know what it is. That's not cool to make charcoal. You probably would, but for ease of everything, it's just making coal right now. Also, if we have a look here, people will like this mechanic. If you're just if you want to flick over to the stream, if you're just idling, here's a truck full of waste from the town. And here's what happens when it gets dumped. It just gets dumped. I love it. Dirt's the same. But that's getting us lots of resources. May the perfect oil sieve, the rent of power, basically end of the game. You cannot let perfect be the enemy of good. You have to just... This is from... Who is it? He's a YouTuber. Okay. Trading docks. This is a really big research we just managed to get our hands on. Because it gives us access to unit storage. And unit storage can be used to do a little bit of automation. So if you have a look here... yeah, are we going to run out? Yes, no, I was about to do that. If you want to spend your channel points. So the way I set my my metal burners up will annoy people, right? Because I haven't done it perfectly. I left this gap in between. The reason I did that is that I can then plug a unit storage in here because you don't get conveyors for quite a long time. I can use the storage as it's an expensive build, but basically now my iron will automatically input into here. I just need to make sure that I've got it set to not import cargo. So it's only going to get metal from here. Then I can go and get another, I want to have 3 assemblers, and I can plug one assembler into this so that this assembler is getting metal automatically. And what this does is it reduces the number of trips that our trucks need to make. Wow, that's a fun thing to say. The number of trips our trucks need to make, which will just slightly speed up the process of making construction materials. When 2 factory buildings love each other very much, yes. Now, I also want to add in, and this is going to suck for our resources for a little while. I'm going to add a unit storage in here for construction materials. I'm going to add a unit storage in here for mechanics and another one in here for electronics, just so that they are stockpiling, and these only can hold a limited number. They can only hold 40. This can hold a lot more. So it's going to use up quite a lot. Each tire smart active crewing tires. It's going to use up a lot of our construction materials, but it means that we're going to end up in a situation where we're actually automating a lot more than we could before we've got the ability to automate. So we do have this like weird building spaghetti that we're already coming up with. And I've kind of left this open so I can conveyor belt some metal off later before we're ready to transition to a full factory. But this at least gets us going. If we have a look over here, we've already chewed through nearly 200 of our iron. So we're getting through that really fast. Make sure you get a house for the trees to live in. That will not be happening. Now we're down to 28 workers. That's going to be a concern. We also now have the ability to build a trading dock, but the trading dock requires 100 wood. So actually, that's something I need to do. I need to build another unit storage and put it here. And that's going to be my wood storage. We need 100 wood to build a trading dock, so I'm going to hold on that for now, but we do need the trading dock very badly. And let's just let them build. We'll fast forward again until our next thing is ready. I don't want to go too fast. So these guys here have nowhere to put their wood. Poor Menid Mishaps and Tractonius are just full of wood and unable to do anything with it. Keep an iron junk smelter up and running for a while. Yes, don't worry. I will be making sure we smelt all of this before I turn off junk smelting. Given that your animal trucks are doing everything, are roads a thing? Yes, roads are a thing you can make. Okay, we've just got ourselves maintenance. Maintenance is one of the most important resources in the game. What maintenance does is it makes all of our vehicles and buildings continue to work. If we run out of maintenance, everything breaks and it's game over. The maintenance depot turns mechanical parts and electronics into maintenance, but it does actually have an input. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it here. So it's taking the input from the mechanical parts. Sorry, Miss Ups, I didn't mean it in a rude way. And that's just going to do that job for us. We now, Again, still have the trading dock. This is a very, very important building. I'm actually going to set its worker priority to 9 to just say it's slightly more important than everything else. Just to make sure that we don't run out of maintenance. I know this is messy. This is not a long-term solution. This is just getting us where we're going. Now we're working towards a very important research. Vehicles and mining. This is what gets us diggers. This is what lets us actually start mining stuff in the world. Once that's done, I'm going to get the beacon because we're going to desperately, in fact, I'm going to actually remove this from the queue. We're going to get the beacon, we're going to get basic concrete, and then we're going to get tools. The beacon is how we get more people, and we're going to start running out of workers very, very soon because we're going to be doing a really big expansion when we get our hands on vehicles and mining. Hey, Diego de Souza. Hola to you as well. How's it going? Welcome on board. You need diesel too. I do need diesel, but at the moment we're sitting on 470 diesel. Diesel is our most, what's the word? We have the most diesel of all other things. The thing I'm really worried about, the thing I'm most worried about is this resource here, our bricks. We only have 500 bricks left in here. We also have about 80 bricks left in store. They are a finite resource that has a really long production queue, and I'm really worried about perhaps plentiful. Thank you, Mishaps. That is indeed the word I was looking for. Thank you so much. Oh, my coffee's gone cold. We may take a coffee break at about 9 o'clock, which is about in half an hour, just to make myself another coffee. I can indeed trade for bricks. Yes, that's why we need to get the trade depot built. Right now we have 0 wood, however. So Mishaps and Tructonius need to get to work and build us more bricks, but get us more wood. So if this is now managed to hold up 8 construction parts. And you can see this is like a little bit animated as well. There's like stuff happening. There's a stamper stamping. But basically, we have a production chain here. The only thing that needs to be delivered to this is wood and bricks. So we've gotten rid of one of the production queues, which is quite handy. And I just like seeing everyone sort of drive around, I think it's really cute. I should set... Oh, that's actually quite... I can't get to work for us. I'm unemployed. There is no work. No, you're employed now because I built you a house to put your wood into. That's what you meant by a wood house earlier, Notonius. Was it Notonius who said it, or was it Lightning Dragon? Someone said I needed a wood house, and I didn't quite understand what you meant, but you meant this. Okay, maintenance reward is done. That gets us some more resources. We're up to 8 wood, so there's no point in doing that there. We're waiting for vehicles and mining to complete. It was you, Lightning Dragon. Thank you very much for that. All right, I think things are looking okay so far. It's the 14th of January. We've been here for 2 years. And imagine living here for 2 years and this is being what it's like. Is that... No, I think... Yeah, we must have been here for 2 years. That can't be right. We can't have been here for 2 years. P.G. Woodhouse, author of Jeeves and Woodstar. Woodhouse. Well, what's the reference there, Notonius? I might have missed something in chat. How's everybody doing, by the way? It's been a long time since I got to chat to you all. Don't worry, by the way, Terra Invicta is still at the normal time on a Tuesday. And, of course, Mechanicus is back on a Thursday. Mechanicus 2 is looking awesome. Winter is a thing, I think, but it's more related to your crops growth. So you have to watch out for soil fertility, and eventually that will go down. That's more of a thing than the actual wind. I was actually build their own little desire paths. Yes, I actually love the desire paths in the game. And they're going to get more and more varied as I build more stuff. Woodhouse, gotcha. Sorry, I just cracked my fingernails cracked my knuckles right next to the mic. I apologize. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Lightning. I hope you get a good relax today. As people say, this stream, no bueno. What's wrong with this stream, Toasted? I missed your chat before. I didn't see a chat from you saying the stream is no bueno. The last thing I saw you saying was that he's tired of smart gripping tires. What's going on? Graduated a couple... Oh, congratulations, Mishaps. I didn't realize you graduated. That's awesome for you. I'm really, really chuffed for you. That's awesome. Congratulations to Mishaps for graduating. I'm going to... I can't shout that out, unfortunately. I need a way to highlight a chat and be like, check this out, everybody. Congratulations. You know what I'll do for you? Because I think you deserve it for graduating. And anything like this, I think deserves a thing. There you go. Congratulations. Okay, vehicles and mining is almost done. I'm going to fast forward until it is. There you go. Congratulations. Mod for everyone. No, I'm not going to mod everyone. Can you imagine if I modded everyone? There would be chaos. Taven redeemed a WoW as well. Awesome. I need more things for redemptions. I'm enjoying playing with that. I can set them up through the bot now. We're actually going to go super fast forward until vehicles and mining is researched. Rename the port to mishaps. I can. Port mishaps. So now mishaps has 2 things been named after them. Okay. We are almost got vehicles in mining. It's at 97%. Vehicles in mining is done. Right. This is a big one. We've got a bunch of new stuff. The first thing we've got our hands on is storage. And we now have access to the vehicles depot, which is ultra speed pauses needed. Yeah, that's what we're doing. The vehicle depot is where we build our vehicles. Now, I could put it up near all of the... Actually, I probably should, because it requires a lot of these resources to build stuff. So I am going to put it here. Don't worry, this stuff is not permanent. We also now need another assembly machine, because we have a new assembly thing. We can now build... what are they called? We can now build vehicle parts. Now, what the sad thing is I can't just creep it in here, unfortunately. It'd be great if I could attach it in here. I can't. Oh, we do indeed have the radio contact from High Fleet in there. Yes, we need radio. Oh, you're not doing well. Got you, Toasted Waffles. I'm so sorry to fear that you're not doing well. I really, I do feel for you at the moment. Let me know if there's anything I can do. And thank you again for reaching out while I've been going through the stuff I've been going through. I'm just going to slot it in here, and we're just going to set it to produce vehicle parts. So the trucks don't have to go too far around. Actually, no, that's too tight. Yeah, belt need construction level 2. We will get there. I'm actually going to build the assembly machine. I don't like how tight that was. I want to make sure there's plenty of room for vehicles to drive through. So we'll put it here, and again, set it to vehicle parts only. And then we're going to queue up a small excavator and 2 pickups, and then another small excavator and 2 pickups. And that's our starting for mining. Now we also have access to new stuff in the terraforming section. The first thing we have access to is the ore sorting plant. Now the ore sorting plant is super important. It's where we get most of our resources from. I'm going to put that about, excuse me, put that about here. I want to get rid of those 2 rocks with it. Then we're going to set this up. Now at the moment I can only get iron, coal, dirt, and rock. But this is going to actually handle limestone as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell it to out. So the way this building works is your trucks bring in dump trucks full of loose soil and ore. They dump it into the machine, it sorts it, and it outputs to one of these 4 outputs here. But what we can do is we can choose what outputs what. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the middle output to output rock and dirt, which means I've got an output that's not in use right now, which means eventually when I research it, I can add another element to this machine. This also requires 6 people to work on it. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to set up coal mining. I want coal mining ASAP so that we can get off using the coal thingy. So we need to build a mine control tower in order to do that. And the mine control tower needs to face what I want to mine. I'm going to put it about here. We need to be careful of slippage, but this should be fine. Now if we quickly check our layers, we have a ton of coal here. It doesn't look like it, but the coal actually goes down quite deep. So I don't need to worry too much about how I set this up. But if I select the mine control towers, yes, I can edit the mining area and I can alter it. I'm going to leave that for default right now. I can also press the M button to bring up mining designations. And by default, what the game wants to do is it wants to dig into the earth. So if I do that, it's actually like digging down into the earth. We don't need to do that right now. I'm going to cancel that. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to click the old flat button. And I'm going to tell it to just dig into the mountain for me. Like this. And that should get me plenty of coal to start with. Then we're also going to build another mine control tower here. Facing the iron. And we're going to do basically the exact same thing. Select it, press M. Make sure we're on flat designation. There's not a lot of flat ground here actually. I maybe built this a bit too close. I like to just ease into my mines. So build it back here. M. Yeah, perfect. At 4. Perfect. I will just come back to about here, and I'll do a little bit more here. There's tons of iron. Each bar is 1 level, yeah. There's tons of iron here. This will keep us going for a while we wait to get our hands on more advanced digging machines. So that's all of our mining setup. Can you dig tunnels and factory your way underground? No, I think you can only do open pit mines. You can't tunnel underground. You've got to clear the top level each time. All right, that's a lot of construction for our guys to do. And we're also going to be building more diggers and more trucks. So we're going to need more names. So let me just check what names we haven't used yet. Under viewers, I think we've used all the names of chatters that are currently chatting. So unless there's more people lurking, then we're good. Let's actually set this to priority. They built all the wrong things first because I didn't set the priority correctly. Piggly the puppy? Oh, that's a great name. Yes, well, why do we call the digger Piggly? That's great. The sleepy pupper, by the way, is sleeping in her bed in the other room, which is why you can't hear her snoring, because it's a cold, wet Australian morning, and she doesn't like that, so she's just going to be in bed. That is very appropriate. Oh, is he digging a lot? Tuckmerle down. Love that. I might need someone to refresh me of these names when they actually come up. So here's the ore, the ore sorting facility. I love that it's all rusty, even though it's just been built. Or as my old boss would say, it's all rusty. He for some reason he always pronounced rust as roost, so it's a rusty old thing. Or even, can I get the accent right? Rusty. It's a rusty old thing, something like that. I don't know. Okay. I was tempted to put a redemption in, by the way, that made me read something out in a funny voice. Do people like the idea of that? Pyotr Dignatovich. I'm going to struggle to say that, Beans. Never mind anything else. All right, how are we doing? We're waiting for Beacon. Beacon's not going to take too long. We're down to 8 workers, which is a concern. Once we start running out of workers, that's somewhere we can fail. We're going to go back to fast forward speed until... I'd make it a bits redemption. Okay, that's a good idea, Tavian. I think I should have some... I have the option to unlock bits related emojis as well. If you donate a certain number of bits, you get a special emoji. Trying to think of what emojis to put in. Those of you who are subbed, you should see a ton of my channel emojis. I don't know if they're any worth it, but they're there. Pyotr Dignatovich. Yes, that is a good one. So Piggly the puppy and Truckmerle Down will be a truck. And we'll go for Pyotr Dignatovich. Am I saying that right? Okay, Beacon is almost complete. We've got Thunder and Lightning again. So what's going to happen is they're going to mine this coal, and they're going to truck the coal back to here, which is going to take a bit of time. I actually probably want another truck for that. I can't change the order here. That's okay. We'll get there. We're going to need a lot more trucks. Spiker, spiker, spiker. Oh yeah, you use the new alert. That's my new warning emote. That's not the whole emote. It's just the first one alert, the shaky alert. I thought people might do that when something bad happens, or like a mech or something comes out of the fog of war. How are we doing for wood? We're still at 4 wood. This is why I want to get the coal dealt with ASAP. How are we doing for this? Okay, it's now building the digger. Beacon is also already almost complete, so I'm not going to pause the game. I'm not going to fast forward because Beacon is about to go. After Beacon, what have we got? We've got basic concrete. Okay, right. Beacon is done, so we're going to build a beacon. The beacon is just a big tower, but it's how we get more people here. So it's pretty important because we're down to 2 people. So as soon as we start building these trucks, we're not going to have any drivers for them, which is a really big issue. So this actually needs to be high priority because it takes 3 months for it to attract people to the island. Would have mechs coming out of Fog of War. I do need rubber unlocked. Rubber is coming. Rubber is quite far down the tree though. To get rubber, I need basic diesel, and then I need synthetic rubber. They are en route. And then also we've got copper refinement. We will get there. All right, Tavian, thank you so much for being here for the stream, and I will make sure to I will make sure to name the digger after Piggly. And also for Menace, I'm excited for Menace, but I need to see more information on Menace. The word Spiker wakes me up like a sleeper agent, and I don't know how I feel about it. But Bongo Bazooka, I'm in exactly the same place with you and Spiker. See you, Tavian. Have a great night. All right, we are ticking forward. So we're now out of workers, and we have our first digger. Basic lab only costs Unity. You should try and get a second run up and running. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. We should get a second lab up. That was the plan, to get a second lab up before too late. What I'd like to do is try and slot them together. They don't quite fit together, unfortunately. Oh no, I think this way they no. Can I get it to fit at all? It's so annoying they don't quite fit together. I got this thing about Menace is. Did you ever play Battle Brothers? Hey Wolfie Woo, how you doing? Thank you very much. Did you ever play Battle Brothers? Many had mishaps. It's the new game from the studio that made Battle Brothers. It's a sci-fi tactical strategy game. That's all we really know about it. It looks interesting. It's being published by Hooded Horse. How's the beacon? Okay, the beacon is going. We're going to get 14 refugees in 3 months. Right now, we have 0 workers. And we're building more and more trucks, which is a problem. I'm going to assign this digger to here and give it 2 trucks. So now what's going to happen is, what was it? Was it Piggly? What was Tavian said? Piggly... Was it just Piggly the Puppy? We'll call it Piggly the Puppy. Okay, Piggly the Puppy is off to do work. And now we don't have enough workers. And this is our first potential, like, death spiral. Anyone who's worth some interest, yeah. You remember Menace, cool. Wishlisted like 4 months ago. Yeah, I've had it wishlisted for a while as well. Is this more tension music because we are now at -7 workers? There's an easy way to fix that. We'll just pause this plant for the moment because we don't need people working in here right now. We're just basically waiting on this. Oh, and we also have this trying to work as well. Is this an empty truck? No, that's toasted waffles. Okay, we have a truck. We have a truck that's been constructed, but I don't know where it is. So we have a rogue truck out there without a name. Many mishaps. Core 21. No time left. Toasted waffles. Pickup. Okay, and this was going to be... I saw the name for it as well. Truck Morale Doubt. The worker problem is not solved by making more houses. The worker problem is solved by building the beacon. And the beacon attracts refugees who are like surviving in the post-apocalyptic hell world to come and live in our lovely container city. So all that building the houses does is it gives them somewhere to live, and there is a small growth from population, but you really need to attract. But what you can't do is if you just leave the beacon running, it eats all your unity, which makes people unhappy, and you may end up unable to feed your people. There we go. We now have 13 pop, an extra 13 pop. We're supposed by birds and the bees. It is slowly done that way. So now we can unpause this, and now I have 7 workers available. But what should start happening is if we look over here, there should be is there another unnamed? No. John Truck and Deliberverst are helping Piggly the Puppy. Piggly will start to mine into the ground here. Yeah, go radio them to join your diesel fume spouting dystopia. Exactly. I do be feeling like an empty truck. Oh, Toasted, I'm sorry. Hosted 100 Horse have been a joy to work with, I have to say. When they've been inviting me to stuff like the Endless Legend 2 early event and sending me that cool helmet. It's why grabbing crop rotation irrigated farms is a big idea. Yes, we're going to get there. Hey, Doctor, how are you doing? Nice try with the first. I appreciate that. Yeah, so this will eventually get carved into. We're wait. Oh, there's more thunder and lightning. So we're now waiting on our next digger to come through. Thank you for that comment. What did I say? Did I say something bad? Just to count my lurker view. I appreciate it, Dr. Docker. It's funny, I didn't show your first comment there in the chat. Notorious, okay. Dystopia. Okay, basic concrete is complete. Now, this is where we're starting to fall quite far behind because I need another digger and another 2 trucks. We now need to set this up to also take in limestone. So now we have a limestone output. But I want to do actually is I want to swap coal and limestone. So, no. Damn it. I want to put coal here and limestone here. And then what I want to do is I want to add loose storage for both of these. So we've got extra. So coal gets stored in here. And iron gets stored in here because we're going to have extras of those. But now we also need to start mining limestone. So we're going to set up another mine control tower here. I want to put it on the flat. And then we're going to go M. And I want to make sure it's nice and flat. 5's probably okay. And then we're just going to dig into this mountain as well. That should be enough, honestly, to get us going. I'll maybe go a little bit deeper. So that's limestone? Limestone set up, but we don't have the infrastructure for limestone yet. Infrastructure is a really big problem right now. We're like pacing ahead of ourselves quite fast. It's one of the problems of having the 2 research centers is we're like researching faster than we can actually implement things because I'm building a lot of stuff and we don't have the trucks to support it. Right. So what we need to do next is we need to set up our brick halving. I feel like giant square chunks on a mountain is not ideal for avalanching yourself. It's fine. There's support structures we can build later to help with that. So where am I going to build my brick harvesting? So the formula for brick is you need a kiln. The kiln takes in 18 limestone, 3 coal, and 6 water, and turns that into 12 bricks and 12 carbon dioxide, which is not a lot of bricks. It's only 12 bricks. The only way I can get water at the moment... Amplitude fought really hard to become independent, I believe. The only way I can get water right now is through the rainwater harvester, which is basically just a big thing of tarpaulins that pours water into a like a valley. Each of these produces, I think, like 4 water, and the kiln needs 6 water. So basically, if you want to make sure you got enough water, you kind of need 2 rainwater harvesters per kiln. So I'm just going to set 1 kiln up for now. We are going to need more in the future, but this will at least get us a little bit of, actually I'm going to flip that, a little bit of sort of trickle production of bricks. Now we need to make sure that we give this a smokestack because it produces carbon dioxide, and then we need to get some pipe work in place. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to we're going to piping. We're going to pipe from here to here. Then we're going to go up 3 levels so that vehicles can drive underneath the pipes. If we don't do that, we block this avenue off completely, and then we'll go back down 3 levels, and then we'll connect here. Oh, why can't I connect? Incompatible port. Are we still too high? Why can I not connect? Okay, I think what I need to do is, oh, damn it. Hang on. No, let me just, I think I need to connect here first. Like that, and then it can connect in. Yeah, that should work. So we go to here, then up 3, 1, 2, 3. Why are people talking about licking rocks while I'm building my factory? What is going on in chat right now? People, you shouldn't lick rocks. I know that geologists lick rocks, but do we really want to like take our life lessons from geologists? Is this what we're doing right now? It was salt. Okay. Fantastic question. What's the word? Is limestone sour? That is a good question. You like the boring one. Okay, so this is very basic stone limestone production. But we have a lot of production on the way, and we are down to 8 construction materials, which is why I said this is a big problem. And we also currently don't have any coal coming. It is starting to come. Do we have our first digger built? No, the digger is under construction. The unstoppable urge to lick rocks. Yes, rock licking does seem to be a problem among that community. No, I was in a class because my dad was teaching it and I was kind of there. Fair enough. I think I could take the part of the blame. Hey Thomas, how's it going? I did indeed have a fantastic trip. It was wonderful. It was so nice to see my family. I haven't seen them for over 2 years. What the hell I missed, Captain? Dean says. Rocks are just metal alloys that aren't refined. There you go. That's definitely the engineer's perspective, isn't it? Okay, tools is now researched. That's great. And basic diesel is on the way. So all that tools gives us is I can do things now like copy this and reproduce it. So there's some really cool tools in here. There's, I don't know what the Unity tool does, actually. No idea what the Unity tool does. I've licked copper wires. I've licked, you know those batteries that have their terminals at the end? I've licked those before. That gives you a buzz. You probably shouldn't don't do that, everybody. I didn't recommend that you do that. Don't do that, please. Don't lick batteries. Nobody lick the batteries. Jeez. Nobody lick a battery, please. Okay, I think we've got our first load of coal coming in soon, I hope. Yeah, the trucks are going backwards and forwards. If I check in here, we have 8% coal. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set this to no longer accept input. And that means, oh, but it's still connected to this, isn't it? I think I'm just going to have to demolish it. Because now that we have coal being delivered by truck, Unity tools and magic speed up source for buildings. Got you. Thank you for confirming that. Someone's talking about Mark Saidi. On the subject of tools on the left corner, Max, we definitely need some colored pencils. Yes. I'm going to delete this now. We don't need it anymore. We're now producing coal. So we're now getting our coal from the ground. From glorious Mother Nature supplying us with surface level coal. All right. How's dumping going, by the way? We'll start to do a lot more dumping now that we're mining. And this area here will fill up with dirt and rock. There you go. Our kiln is now produced. We just need to add in the what's this called? Piping. I want to make myself a cup of coffee soon. Unity get instant build stuff that is waiting for building materials. You know what Unity are building to make it run fast. That's right. But we're eating a lot of our Unity right now because we've got the beacon running. Do I want to make the beacon run one? Yes, probably want one more run off the beacon. Oh, we've got a new digger. Digger, mine iron, please. Now this is still there's still 332 of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this and we're going to duplicate it. Just this section. No, I want more. That's thing. And I'm going to build another one here. But this one is just going to run off copper. So if I select that and I select this, we're going to change the recipe to this recipe. So this takes in 30 copper ore, 12 coal, and produces the same amount of metal, but it also produces slag. So we need to dump the slag. You licked a 9-volt battery, but you've licked 9. No, I'm not going to lick 9-volt batteries. Nobody lick 9-volt batteries. Let's stop talking. Everybody, I'm banning battery chat. If anyone mentions batteries again, licking batteries, I'm going to time you out for 5 minutes, okay? No more battery licking. Please. So we just got a second metal production facility coming up and running. Again, we are really low on construction materials. No unhappy faces. Battery licking is not... I'm not supporting battery licking. Okay, we've got a little factory now. It's looking cute. Basic diesel is now completed, but we do not have the construction materials to support it. We do have 437 diesel right now. So we're just going to hold for a little bit. We're going to let everything here build. That's the first time. No, I'm trying to be a little bit more on top of my chat. Go straight to the main side. Bongo Bazooka, do not do that. Don't please everybody. Chill. All right, so we're now mining iron. We've got this thing's doing its job. So we've now got dirt and stuff coming through it as well, which is cool. Again, Beans, this is a cursed stream already. We don't really have kiln stuff happening yet because we don't have any limestone being... in fact, did I queue up another digger? I did. Okay, cool. Oh, this digger needs to be named. What was the name of this digger? It was Piotr Ivanadich. That's probably wrong, but that's what I'm calling it. We've been banned from telling you. Yes, exactly. And we've got a new pickup here as well. Anyone new in chat? Yeah, we got Bongo Bazooka. So Bongo Bazooka is the name of this one. There's probably some other new vehicles about if I spot them. Toasted Waffles. Pickup. Who else needs a name? Someone else posted a little while ago. Thomas. I can't get unfortunately, I can't get the acutes and everything for your name, but we'll just do it the English style. Thomas Pekzake is how that's going to come through. Dignatovich. Okay, let me get back. He should be here. This should be Piotr. No, it's Core. Is this Piotr? That's Bongo Bazooka. Oh, no, this is Piotr. He's the digger. I quite like Ivana Ditch, but it's Dig Net Yet Ditch. One of those two spellings is fine. Okay, so that's all happening. We are currently out of construction materials, but our next big job is this area here. We're going to get diesel production up and running. Unfortunately, Tavian has been very slow in clearing the trees. I need more trees cleared, Tavian. Remind me to pause the beacon the next time we get an influx of people. Synthetic rubber is done. I'll get Captain's office done. I'm just going to pick up a couple of these sort of side researches because I don't want to push too hard into construction 2 until we've got everything here nicely laid out. Iron ore mining is complete. That will get us 100 construction resources for free, which is great. And if you look in here, you can actually see the iron and the coal starting to build up in the loose storages, which is really cool. Just build a second house block. No, I can't. The production from houses is really slow. My population growth is 0.04% per minute. Whereas with the beacon, it comes in really quick. I get 14 every 3 months. So at the moment, I'm not in a position to really grow my population naturally. People aren't having babies. Probably because they're living in a diesel punk hellscape. And I don't really blame them, to be honest. That's a little bit intense if you think about it. Okay, the second iron mine is under construction. Oh, for people coming in, I've got tons of space. The problem is it's more the food. It's the food that's my concern, especially when I don't have food diversity. All right, we still don't have this under construction. Let's boost the priority of this construction just a little bit. What the hell's supposed to do with spare time in a diesel punk hellscape? I don't know. Make diesel punk sculptures, I guess. Any more loose trucks? I'll find you loose trucks and I will name you. It'd be cool if I could get a truck list. There we go. Because you are now Jackie Lawson. Which is a really interesting name, Jackie Lawson, because I get e-cards from a place called Jackie Lawson occasionally from someone I know. And now seeing your name there makes me think of e-cards. So, yeah. This is just in stealth armor causes lots of heat in BT. Oh yeah, stealth armor does indeed cause a lot of heat. Stealth in general, like if you think about stealth in space, in most fiction causes a lot of heat too. Don't click the button to make me explain that. Okay, how are we doing? We've got up to 69 wood. You know what? That means we can build our trading dock. So the trading dock has to be in the sea. Terrain too low. There you go. Build the training dock there. So we're going to build the training dock. Can't vent heat and be stealthy, indeed. Okay, so training dock's under construction. This is under construction. I assume they have thermal cameras. They must do. Maybe it's lost tech and only some mechs have thermal cameras. Or like, what is this useless camera? It only shows everything that's blue and they never turn it on. We have a new digger. I need a name for this digger. Someone give me a new excavator name, please. Okay, and we've got another 2 trucks assigned to that as well. Mix of optical and thermal camo. Yeah, that makes sense. I need an excavator name, please. Okay, we're looking okay. We're a little bit low on construction materials. We're low on metal, but I do now have our second metal refinery under production. What I'm going to do is I'm going to activate the copper ore recipe, but the order here is important. This recipe has priority over this one, so they're going to continue using up the last of the metal from here. We're down to 108 bricks, which means I'm probably going to have to copy this at some point. We're probably going to need another one of these, but we still don't actually have any limestone under production, which is a really big problem. We really need to get our limestone production underway, but we only have 36 construction materials. I think I'm going to take a break in a second and make myself another cup of coffee. We've been going for an hour, and I think we've made some really good progress in that hour. So I think I'm going to do that now, because it's a little bit chilly this morning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the game. I'm going to switch us over to Be Right Back, and I'm going to go get a coffee. So I'll be back in like 2 or 3 minutes with a coffee. I'm getting a coffee. I will be right back. If you are chilling, go to the bathroom, stretch, get some water, and I will be back in a second. Enjoy the tunes while I'm out of the room. All right, I'm back. How is everybody doing? Thank you for hanging around. Oop, that's the wrong window. This is the right window. Okay, got my coffee. Oh, we're at an interesting turning point here because this is where the game goes from like kind of easy to really hard for me because it's a transition to Construction 2 that I really struggle with. Now, what I want to do at the moment is I just want to build up a little bit of construction materials once our limestone mine is up and running. That's the thing we're waiting on right now. It needs 20 construction materials. Also, you can see they're starting to dump earth here, and you can actually see it tumbling down, which I think is just... I like the physics system in the game. I like seeing that kind of thing. Eventually, this will turn into a big platform for us, which will be cool. Now, this still isn't producing because we aren't producing any limestone yet. We've got iron, and we've got metal coming in. Our trading dock is ready. We actually have a mission for the trading dock. Is my microphone unmuted? Yes, it is. So someone was asking, I think it was Toasted Waffles, was asking about like going out in the world. If we go to trade with a village, we can actually see a map of the world. We can eventually send our boat to explore these other areas. But I can trade with this village here, and I actually have a mission to trade iron for stone. So I'll do that right now. Excuse me. So now I've got 3 missions complete. That'll get us some construction materials. That'll just get us some wood, and that'll get us some other stuff, which is good. Build a whole line of assemblies just for making construction 2. And once you get belts, you can build it all up. Yeah, that's probably what we're going to do. But we're not there yet. It's diesel construction time now. Now that I have 87 construction materials, let us say it looks like volume is conserved. Eventually you'll build up a glorious coastline of garbage. Yes! This will be the Costa del Garbage. And I like this. This is actually garbage over here. So this is the garbage that's coming from the waste center. There's another Jackie Lawson here is carrying another glorious collection of waste to dump into the sea. But anyway, we need to build up our oil production. So if I check our things here, this is an oil deposit. We now have access to oil pumps. Now, from what I understand, you don't have to build them directly on. There just has to be an oil deposit underground. So I'm going to put them here. And if I understand my ratios correctly, it's 3 oil pumps to 1 basic distiller. Now, me and ratios, it's where I'm going to make the most mistakes, I think, this stream. But we'll turn it around so that the oil input is closest to these guys. We'll put that here. Then we're also going to add in a fluid storage here, I think. And then let's pipe that up. So we'll just pipe from here to here, and then we'll just pipe along. Now the problem I've just made myself is that trucks can't pass this, but they shouldn't need to. And then we're going to pipe from here into here. This just gives me a little bit of a backlog of oil. If something happens, I've got time to react. Now, unfortunately, these trees are in the way, but the next thing I need is I've got the distiller. The distiller will output fuel, wastewater, and carbon dioxide. So first things first, let's get rid of the carbon dioxide. Now, the only thing I can really do with the wastewater is dump it in the sea. So we're gonna have to do that, unfortunately. What I will do, though, is I will build another fluid storage. I will put that here, and that will have our... Or just completed. One of the other things. That will have all of our diesel in it. So that's diesel production there. Now then, for wastewater, we're going to have to pipe that to the edge of the world. So let's build a... Oh, that's right, we've got copper now. Copper's going to be fun to set up. We're not going to set up copper straight away. So I'm going to build... This is a wastewater... This is a water pump. And we're going to set the recipe on that to dump wastewater, which creates water pollution. Which means we're going to have to move this at some point. Now I need to connect these together, and I need to make sure that we're not blocking our vehicle. So what I'm going to have to do is we'll have to get our pipe, and we're going to have to go up. We'll have to make like a pathway for them. So let's go up 3. That trucks could drive under 3, but diggers need to drive under 5. So if I drive it to about... Actually, it's going to want to get to here, if I think about it. So if I drive it... It needs to be straight. Let's pause the game for the moment while I work this out. So 3... And then I'll use the desire path. So 3, and then I'll go up to 5. And we'll do 5 across here. That should be enough room. And we'll go down to 3 again. To here. And then we're almost at the wastewater connector. But that's going to put it on the ground, which I don't want to do. Oh, another comment just vanished. Look, YouTube's gotten really big on the censorship, really. It's one of the reasons I'm moving away from it. It maybe you're getting auto-censored without realizing it. So it looks like volume is... Yeah. Okay, so that should be everything we need to get basic diesel up and running. But we actually unlocked the next section. Oh no, have we done that yet? No. Why have I not unlocked rubber? I have unlocked synthetic rubber. Wait, did I connect the right thing up? Yeah, where's my rubber maker? Derivatives. Yeah, rubber maker. Here we go. I want to connect this up. So this just makes... This turns diesel fuel into rubber. So I'm going to connect that in here. Hey, Toasted Waffles. Welcome back. I'm doing my oil, which you'll be happy to see. And then that needs to connect... So this pipe needs to connect in here. And that's for oil. And then we've got wastewater coming out the back of this. And that'll connect into this wastewater here. Okay, and that should be, and then I need to set a recipe in here. We're going to use the inefficient recipe, which is diesel plus coal equals rubber and wastewater, because I don't have access to sulfur yet. Usually presents flat comments from one review. Are there any mods over there? No, I don't think there's any mods on YouTube at the moment. And we completed concrete production, so we got some free stones. That's good. Oh, this is very messy, but it's done. So the USA national anthem gets blast. Or we get invaded. Used to be, but I moved to Twitch the days of YouTube glitching on every stream. Yeah, I'm kind of wanting to... Honestly, I think I want to start kind of not pushing everyone to Twitch, but there's definitely more support for doing fun stuff on Twitch. And I like to have the audience here rather than on YouTube. It's just hard on YouTube. Every YouTuber needs trash burning. This seems to be a really evil comment on YouTube. Is that really what they didn't want? The trash? Jeez. You get liberated. Of course we get liberated, because we're not effectively using our oil. As long as you don't touch the boats, you should be fine. All right, what else do we have? So I've researched ship dock repair. That's our next big one. Oh, nobody told me to turn off the beacon. Well, we'll need to turn it back on in a little bit. Right, how are we doing for resources? So we're basically out of coal. Doing good on iron. We're not doing great on the old construction materials. So do I need another truck here for more coal? Or is it just a case that we're sort of just not quite into the coal yet? I think we're not quite into the coal yet. I may need to build some coal burners if that becomes a problem. But things are looking really good. I don't want to do any more construction until this is completed. You refuse to Twitch? That's fine. That's why YouTube is still there as an option, Dr. Doctor. I'm not going to take it away, but just be aware that I'm going to be focusing on improving the interactability on Twitch, and I just don't have the tools to do that on YouTube. I don't really want to build anything else until this is constructed. Oh, and then the other thing I want to do, actually, is I want to build a diesel generator here. We'll put that here. And then we can start. We can create our own fuel for our power, and then I can get rid of this diesel generator, which is just sitting here taking diesel. Things they get proportional if you touch their boats. Yes. All right. What we're really just kind of waiting right now, and I'm just looking to check we don't have any deficits in our thing. Oh, thank you very much for the follow, Finn McCool. Welcome to the diesel dystopia. So here you go. Here's another big chunk of coal coming in. I will not leave you behind, Dr. Doctor. I don't want to cut anyone off from interacting if they can, so you just have to, like, draw my attention to you. Okay, I'm just thinking if there's anything else we can focus on right now. It's just really getting this done, the rubber maker done, and then we need to do copper. So copper is quite a complicated one. We'll need to mine out the copper from here. I guess I could lay that out to start with. So let's get that laid out. So we need to go into terraforming, mind control tower. Whoops. And unfortunately, I'm going to need another ore separation facility. I can't... The one I'm using at the moment is tapped out, I think. I just don't know if the ad block doesn't work on Twitch. I prefer to give you monthly Ko-Fi. That's... Oh, yeah, Ko-Fi. I need to check my Ko-Fi. Thank you for reminding me. I keep forgetting about Ko-Fi, and I feel really bad when I remember that, like, people have been absolutely lovely to me on it. You should really have the option, shouldn't you? And you should be able to say, like, I support this person somewhere else and turn the ads off. It's annoying. It's really annoying. What's the hey listen for, Toasted? Or is that just people getting my attention? So we're also going to need another ore sorting plant. Now, I want to build my copper kind of production close to everything else. So we're going to have to be shipping the copper from here over to here. So let's put the ore sorting plant for copper maybe in this glade, because unfortunately Tavian still hasn't cleared these trees. We'll put it about here, I think. And this one is going to sort copper, dirt, and rock. And it'll have other things to sort down the road as well. And then the actual copper process requires us to electrolyze the copper as well as cast it, so it's a little bit more complicated. I'm not going to build that part of it yet. I'm also going to set the priority on this to very low. There was something else I wanted to do. Oh yeah, I need to queue up another digger and another 2 trucks. Actually, we're probably going to need 3 trucks for copper. So I need another name for a digger. Now, I'm worried about bricks. I think we're out of bricks here. Yeah, we're out of bricks here. We're down to 48 metal left, and then we've lost all of our sort of starting resources, which is a little bit scary, honestly. Also, you can start to see the impact that our digging is having, where it's flattened all the terrain here. I think that's really cool. We probably see it a bit better. Coal's been running for the longest. Coal still hasn't quite reached the... it's started to reach into this area here, but that'll keep going. Actually, I think this might be the most obvious one. Yeah, we're kind of properly digging in here. We might actually need another truck over here as well. Moria, yes. And they called it a mine, as Ghibli says. Okay, how else are we doing? We had a little bit of population growth there, amazingly, from this. How are we doing for population? 148 over 240. Captain's office is almost done. Then we'll get construction 2 researched. Then I want to get conveyor belts, advanced concrete. The groundwater pump is very important. Fuel station, irrigated farms, and crop rotation. In that order. You can add a Twitch script to UB if you really want to. UB? What's UB, Doctor? I'm still learning a lot about Twitch. I did a lot of work before this stream to add a whole ton of new features in to my stream, which I haven't really used in this stream, but they'll be really useful in stuff like Bagger 288. Is that the name of the digger? They'll be really useful when we're doing Terra Invicta and Mechanicus and stuff. Still, look how low we are on construction materials, even though I have 3 plants devoted just to making construction materials. They are such a, drag. Okay, we are now producing diesel, which is great. U-block origin. Ah, that's cool. I didn't know that. That's actually pretty handy. You can do it sort of if you go to Patreon or something, I'm guessing, that it validates their U-block. I wonder what Twitch thinks about that. So remember when I mentioned pipe spaghetti? The pipe spaghetti is starting to form. Oh, I need to connect this up as well. And that just means that automatically gets diesel. Oh, and I want to turn off diesel being imported into this. Excuse me. You might want to check on the kiln producing bricks regarding water availability. I think you need a water tank to get the water for when I'm not raced. I think we're okay because I'm overproducing water. And these store 30 water. So I've got 60 water stored. But I'm going to replace it with groundwater tanks when I can. But thank you for checking that for me. It's one of the reasons I built 2. The biggest issue with the kiln right now is just getting our hands on limestone. Adding a water tank can help. When I switch to groundwater pumps, I will add a water tank for sure. I guess there's no harm in it. Once we've cleared down building this, I'll add a liquid tank in. How's that? I can just add that in now, actually. What I could do... Where can I put that? I'd have to disconnect... I've actually made it very difficult for me to do that because I've got to disconnect this. I think we'll just leave it until we get groundwater pumps because I'd have to remove all of this to fit it into the oh, that's actually speed time up. Why am I going at slow speed? Okay. So this is now online. No, the pipe isn't built yet. I have to wait for the pipe to be built. But now we have diesel. And so I thought I turned importing off. Cannot import target. So why are you getting diesel imported into you? That's weird. Oh no, they're importing diesel into my fluid storage is what they're doing. That's fine. They can do that. That just gives me a buffer. What I really like about this game, by the way, you can start to see it here. Pipes are color-coded by what runs through them automatically. So here we have oil running through these pipes. The pipes have automatically turned black. And then here we have diesel running through this pipe, so the pipe has turned yellow. And now we have wastewater running through this pipe. It won't do it straight away, but it will turn, I think it will turn orange to represent the wastewater, which is just another, there we go, it's turned brown because it's poop water. Just a really cool thing. So what was the name of this? Bagger 288. Okay, and then we're going to assign that to the copper mine with 3 trucks. And that's going to start in the background. I assume the grey water and the grey pipe was how it would stay. No, it's one of the best features, because if you look over here, these water pipes are blue. So it just makes it so easy at a glance to check what is moving through your pipes in your pipe spaghetti. And I think it's a great feature. Okay, we're almost finished with this monstrosity. That's the rubber maker done, but we need the pipes done. I'm sure that producing rubber and diesel right next to a potato farm won't cause any problems, right? That we're not going to get weird two-headed potatoes coming out of the ground. Oops, sorry, I just hit the camera. I hit the microphone. I'm so sorry. 400 tons on a one-skull mission. Yeah, that's how to do it. So there's no such thing as too much firepower in BattleTech. Okay. Production's looking good for everything but coal. We are actually hitting the coal quite hard. But I think a big part of that is because our coal mine has only just started to produce coal. Up until now, it's been eating a lot of dirt. We can now repair our ship. To do so, it's going to require 100 construction materials. So we're just going to wait until this is done, and then we're going to do that. And then we'll start setting up our copper production facility. You stopped dropping 400 tons because I've discovered the joys of cold shotting the CT rear of Regena. Honestly, I'm going to say this. I've said this many times. I'm a big BattleTech fan. I really enjoy BattleTech. I don't like assault mechs, and I don't like heavy. I like heavy mechs, but I like heavy mechs to fight against. I absolutely adore light and medium mechs. Give me a Shadowhawk, or a Locust, or a Jenner, or a Raven. Give me a Trebuchet. Like, I love the medium mechs that are specialized. I love the generalist medium mechs. The Shadowhawk and the Wolverine are two of my favorite mechs of all time. Because of that, like, size, like that very crunchy level that they're built into. Now, this is coming from someone who has never played tabletop, who's only played, like, the mech sims and BattleTech turn-based game. But that's my thing. But I like having maybe a heavy mech as like the anchor to your force. But I'm not gonna say I hate assault mechs. I just don't find assault mechs as exciting. Goonhammer has an amazing movie mech. I don't read Goonhammer at all. Is Goonhammer got any relation to Something Awful? Because people from Something Awful refer to themselves as goons a lot. That's what they refer to themselves in game, like Goon Fleet and Goon Squad and stuff like that. Is Goonhammer related to Something Awful? So I adore lights and assaults. I feel like mediums tend to be too big to specialize into light macros and too light to think. That's why I like the mishaps. I like the decision making you have to get into with that type of mech. That's why I really like them. Okay, we can now start sorting copper, which is good. I should also add on a loose storage for copper onto this. Again, set that to really low priority. I still don't know why this was built on low priority before this was built, which is annoying. Care Bear Hug is never slow or annoying. Goons are a sub-community. Assaults are what they are. I do like them, but yeah, they are slow and inherently limited. They were founded by SA Goons, okay. You do want to pick up Cicada at some point. There's some really interesting things you can do with cicadas, especially in Harebrained Schemes BattleTech, because I think they have some really interesting slots. You could actually make a melee cicada, if I remember correctly, that does that thing I was talking about that fires all the small lasers or all the machine guns when it does a melee attack. It's a lot of fun. Okay, so we've automated our power production, which is great. The wastewater plant is almost done. We're starting to build up a small stockpile of construction materials. Once that is done, I'm going to get the ship repaired, and we can start exploring the world with the ship. I'm going to need more people for that, so let's unpause the beacon. I love small weapon slots. Big thing for me. The Awesome is such a funny mech. Cicada's my favorite mech in the Battlefield redesign. It's so good, yeah. The Banshee's a good kicker in the face, but yes, it is slow. There we go. Yay, look, poop water is being deployed. This will be the hardest games to play. This is a very hard game, Mr. Grizz. I'm ready for it all to go very wrong very soon. I'm waiting for it to go very wrong very soon. You have no idea. Oh, so we have some cars to rename. I just realized. That's Jackie Lawson. Let's keep our eyes peeled for unnamed trucks. Pick up. There we go. You can be. Since Mr. Grizz is just there, you can be Mr. Grizz. But I need other people to... Oh, look at this. We completed all of these. Collect reward, collect reward, collect reward. Excellent. That just got us a ton of resources. So copper is our next big thing, but I want to do this first. That got us 100 things. Let's use that to repair the shipyard. So much utopia. Yes, exist in the utopia. Lieberverst, I don't think I've got a vehicle named after you. Is that right? Oh, damn, that would be Lieberverst. Or do I have 2 Lieberversts now? I might have 2 Lieberversts now. We also need, who else? Someone else new spoke a little while ago. Thomas spoke. If you want to be named after, there's a D Lieberverst. That's right, because yes, there is a, okay. These truck makes sense. I sound like one when I snore. If anyone else wants to be named after a pickup, please shout out in chat. We've got 2 Lieberversts because I'm an idiot. Okay, this is now repaired, so we can now load the ship. What I really want to do is, yeah, the ship has no cargo in it. I need 15 crew to put on the ship, and MechWarrior Online needs melee. You know what? I used to love MechWarrior Online. I was in early we'll actually, we actually need another diesel plant. I was big in early access. I was very much involved in, like, I wasn't an organizer for #SaveMWO, but I was very heavily in, like, I loved that whole movement. I adored MechWarrior Online when it was 8v8, and I think they really let the game down when they moved it to 12v12. I don't really enjoy the game as it is. Basically, I used to like MechWarrior Online. I don't anymore. That's what I'm trying to say. And I just messed up this pipe connection. No, I didn't. I think. Ship also needs fuel. Yes. Oh, that's right. I need to push the. I need to put the. I can't remember how you do this again. I think it's here. That fuels the ship. And I've messed up this connection here. That's how I fix the connection. There we go. Okay, now we've got the 2 diesel generators running. And the ship is now fueled. So I need 15 crew, which I don't have at the moment. We can start setting the ship off to explore. And then once we've got a little bit of copper stockpiled, because at the moment we have no copper stockpiled at all, I will start setting up our copper production. But at the moment, we've got idle vehicles, because I've got 3 trucks here and it should be fine, but it's just taking a little bit of a second to start up. And we are actually producing bricks, which is good. And we've actually got 50 construction materials, which is great at the moment. How are electronics made? At the moment, electronics are made by adding rubber to copper in this little factory here. That's how they're being made at the moment. You've done nothing to check for D&D? Well, that's how I play D&D to myself. I have a Cicada 3F right now in Battlefield Advanced. 1 large X pulse laser, 4 ER mediums. That's insane. That's a very powerful Cicada. Cicada and TD sucks because Force stuff such a large engine. That engine does cause a lot of problems. As soon as you can get X engines in there, XL engines in there, it makes a big difference. Okay, we have 14 people. I'm going to have to wait a little bit longer because we need more people. What factory? This little one here. This thing here makes electronics. Assembly 1. This guy. He makes electronics for us right now. And the recipe is simply rubber plus copper equals electronics. It's very simple. They get more complicated as the game goes on, but these are like basic level things that we're making. Okay, we've got tons of copper. I'm really low on coal, which is weird. When I tested this, I did not have this many coal problems. I think we need another truck assigned. Oh, that's right. I've only got 2 trucks assigned. I should have 3. I don't need D&D prep for my Tuesday game, but I'm going to throw players into a combat map. So, what does chat think? I want to get back into D&D, and I usually run D&D, but I've not really got the time to put together a campaign. But on Sundays, which are today, after the stream, I can go into the city, and I can play a drop-in Adventurers League game. Should I start doing that, do you think? I should run another site when I got stuck. Yes, you need to make sure you've got assembly machines making everything. There's actually like 4 different recipes available at the start of the game. Well, 3, and then you unlock 1. So I have them set up. I have 3 doing construction materials, 1 doing, mechanical parts, 1 doing electronics, and 1 doing vehicle parts. Yes, it's a drop-in. It's Adventurous League. You just show up with your character and you play. You really buff constructions, component production. Yes, I don't worry. So my plan, Thomas, is to rebuild this to focus just on construction materials once I've got copper up and running. That's too toasted. 3 is not going to cut it. I know it's not going to cut it. But I didn't want to overproduce before I had conveyor belts, because what I didn't want to do was tax my logistics too much because my trucks get tired. Ever heard of Dungeon Alchemist? It rings a bell. It's not a game I think I've played. All right, we still don't have 15. I'm going to wait for 15 crew, and then we're going to send the boat out, and then we're going to set up copper, because we've got a lot of construction materials. In fact, we can probably start copper right now. So what I'll do is I'll pause the game. D&D Map Maker. Yeah, oh my god, I've done so much work in Dungeon Alchemist. I've used it tons. I haven't set it up on this computer. I haven't set up on my. It was on my old computer. I used to use Dungeon Alchemist all the time for my old D&D campaign. So I'm going to set copper up over here. Excuse me, one second. I'm just going to cough. I think I bought it a long time ago. No, it's not Dungeon Alchemist I use. I use something else. Something a lot cheaper. I can't remember what his name is. I'll do it. Some of my throat. I'm just going to take a drink of coffee. But I did use a map making program. Okay, so that's the start of copper. And let's just make sure this is set to copper and not to... Oh, there's actually a copper scraps option. Where did you get copper scraps from? Let's have a little updates and new features. Okay, and then I want to add in a... We don't actually need a unit storage here because we can go straight into electrolysis because this needs 24. So I want one electrolysis. Oh, but I do need a storage to act as a buffer so I can automate this. So we'll add a unit storage here. That will take in copper. And this needs to use the copper recipe, not the iron recipe. Okay. One in my archives, my photo was the 4-page spread that was a map of my D&D world. That's awesome. Yeah, the thing I use is on Steam. I can't remember what it's called. Let me quickly look it up. Dungeon D&D map maker program. And mine was more like an art tool. Incarnate. No, it wasn't Incarnate. It wasn't Incarnate. Wonder Draft. I used Dungeon Draft. It was called Dungeon Draft, the program that I used. Hey, GPVR86. You're not late, because stream's still going. Okay, so we do this. Then we need to add in the electrolysis. So that feeds in from here. And I can add another one in here. I just have to flip it, like that. Now, these need water. So I'm going to have to set up a water tank over here. And then I'm going to set up at least 2 rainwater harvesters, which take up so much room. And Tavian hasn't cleared enough space for me. Yes, you did actually come in time for me to get a truck named after you, GPVR. Make sure I do that before I finish. So, Medium X, I love it. I really hope you get to school with the Raptor 2. Thomas, you are not being pushy at all. I 100% appreciate your input. All I was doing was just letting you know what my thought process was. Thank you so much for... I really appreciate you checking, like making sure I'm not missing these things because there's so much information in this game. It's easy to miss stuff. Please don't worry. You have not done anything wrong. Thank you so much for taking the time to actually interact and get involved. I appreciate it so much. Look, I've set all of these trees to be cut, okay? I've definitely got enough trees on it. You do not need to apologize for anything. Okay, now I need to make sure I leave this open. So we want to get pipes. And we want to connect this to here and then go up to 5 to make sure there's room for the digger to get through. And that should connect in here. Why is it not connecting? Why is it not connecting there? Wood storage is almost full. Yeah, it is. Okay, so this needs to go up to 3. Hang on. So go to here. 1, 2, 3. Over to here. And then when it gets to here, down to plug in. So that means trucks can drive through there. And then I can connect here. Okay, that does work. I just did it the wrong way around, I think. So here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To say here. There was a little error tooltip. I didn't see that. It said incompatible. It said incompatible port, which was bizarre. Okay, and then I want to connect this to in here. And then I want another pipe that goes over the top. And it connects into here. Okay, so that's the water for the electrolysis sorted out. Now, what's going to come out of here is copper. And unfortunately, I don't have the ability to combine both of these into one storage facility yet. So I'm not going to build a storage. No, I'm going to build a storage. I'm going to build 1 unit storage for one of them, just so that some of it's automated. I mean, I could build 2, but I think that's overkill. All right, that's our copper facility setup. It's very basic. We need, as everyone keeps telling me, we now need to get ready for Construction 2. And for Construction 2, we're going to have to really ramp up. Yeah, same with Dungeon Draft. Dungeon Draft was great. I've got a whole collection of maps somewhere that I made in Dungeon Draft that I used for my... I ran a homebrew Okay, we got construction 2, so we need to get ready for this. I ran a really long-running homebrew, like pirate-based. It was very cool, custom gods and stuff, D&D campaign that unfortunately fell apart due to someone being homophobic, which was very sad. Wow, I'm all over the place right now. It's going to try to think about too many things at once. Right, I want to add another 4 of these just to make construction materials. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I didn't quite set these out right, did I? I want to leave a space for a truck between each one. Okay, and these are all just making construction materials now. So we're really having to ramp up. This is also going to start eating through our wood. And then the last one I'm going to set to make construction materials 2, and then we're going to start upgrading from there. D&D is awesome, especially if you're a good DM. I'm very much I mean, you've seen how I play games. It's how I DM. I just go as it goes. Yeah, the player involved had absolutely no issues with like characters being queer in game, but then one of the players came out and it broke everything. A second tree cutter actually sounds like a great idea. Let's get that underway. Okay, so we're getting ready to ramp up to the next level of construction. What that's going to lead us to is conveyor belts. And then we can actually build a proper factory once we've got conveyor belts. So all this is going to do is lay down the foundations. I'm eventually going to scrap all of this and rebuild it, which I'm a bit scared of doing, which is why I want chat's help with all of that. But we have to get there first. That's going to take a little bit of time. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. And look, it was a long time ago, but I haven't played D&D since that happened because we were over 9 months. No, I think a year. I think we're about 15 or like a year and a half into that campaign. The characters have gone from level 2 to level 12. And they were at the stage where they like knew what was going on. They'd identified who the big bad guy was. They'd gone past the bait and switches I put in place for them. It was all ramping up into the end game. And then the whole campaign stopped. And it was really sad for me. I'm going to turn this into wood. And I'm going to tell this to stop importing wood, just so we can move wood production from here to over here. Honestly, the lower level characters are the more fun D&D is. I only level characters up when the players really start to complain. The most fun D&D for me is level 1 D&D. I absolutely adore level 1 D&D. I had a half-orc fighter a while ago, who died drowning in a puddle at level 1. Wow, that tree harvester built fast. I need a name for this tree harvester. So Grizz needs a truck named after them, don't they? Mr. Grizz. Do you mind if I just call it Mr. Grizz, or is it Mr. Grizz 117? I like to start a lot of campaigns off with new players in Phandalin, and that Goblin Cave is actually a lot of fun to GM. It's a really fun cave as a games master. I don't know how fun it is for players to explore that cave, but I love that cave as a GM. Well, I see. That's what got me through COVID was this game. Sometimes the sudden change resistance that change can be real. Sucks either way, but at least you got to see the real colors. Yeah, exactly, and that kind of changed my whole friend group, honestly. Just Mr. Grizz or Grizz. Okay, the truck's called Mr. Grizz. Need a name for this guy though. This tree harvester. All right, how are we doing? Trucks are a little bit backed up. We are actually seeing a little bit. So the assignments are moving stuff around. This is actually a real pinch point for. It's a Halo reference. Of course it is. This is actually a real pinch point for Captain of Industry, because we're at the point now where we're having to move so many materials by truck, and the problem is the trucks can't keep up with the demand, and you could end up in a situation where your whole factory falls apart because your logistics can't handle the production that you need to support like the maintenance and everything of your factory. Like maintenance is hugely important. If I can't keep this maintenance running, my global demand is really high for maintenance. If I can't keep this running, the whole factory falls over. So we are actually at a really critical point here. I have to be very careful about what I build. Damn it, I need more people. I want to send the boat out, but I need 15 free workers. Yeah, to build all the goods. That's exactly what I was getting to Lightning. So this is the transition point. We're going to build as much as we can out of Construction 1 and slowly start building Conveyor 2. And the conveyors are going to change everything, but we need to blueprint out how our conveyors work very carefully. This is almost online. In fact, we have sort of half of it online. Okay, new refugees have arrived. Let's load up the boat and let's send it off. Now, how do I do this again? I think I need to go into the world map. Nope, that's not the world map button. Where's the world map button again? I think it's here. And then where do we want to explore? Unknown location. Let's explore. Buddy McBoatface is now en route. If we come back here, we can actually see Buddy McBoatface head off into the sea, doing a 180 power slide off into the distance. Bye, Buddy McBoatface. And then it's just going to go and explore. And it'll find resources for us. It'll find new communities for us to trade with. It'll find events and stuff. It should be quite useful. Dumping is coming along well. Conveyor belts are almost finished researching. We're just really stuck on construction things. Are there any threats in this game, like the bugs in Factorio? The only threat, Jive Crew, is us building an imperfect factory. Also, you get a truck named after you. Basically, if you expand too quickly, or if you focus on the wrong things, like really early on in the game, if you don't get bricks set up in time to take over from losing bricks, you can just lose the whole game. So it's more about building correctly. Buddy Both was something to Eurobeat. Okay, according to Lightning Dragon, there are maybe raiders or something. I haven't gotten much further than Construction 2, which is where we're at right now. So they may know more than I do. Cholera and maintenance and other death spirals are the threat. There we go. Yeah, disease is going to be a problem, like running out of diesel. If you run out of diesel, the whole game just stops. We should actually keep an eye on it. We're now hitting extremely busy levels of vehicles, but that's because I've got a lot of construction underway. So we should be good once the construction completes. Location explored. So we found a bunch of iron. Okay, we found a bunch of useful stuff. So now I can choose to tell the boat to come home, or I can tell the boat to go on. The boat is... I can't tell if it's full of cargo or not, but I'm just going to tell it to come home. Just so that it brings that stuff home with it. It can refuel. And then I'll make sure that I've got an iron... Yeah, I've got iron scraps turned on one of these. Nothing attacks the island. Well, that's good to know. Conveyor belts are now researched. So I can now do conveyor belts, but a conveyor belt requires construction 2. It requires 28 construction parts. 2 parts. So it's a lot to build a conveyor belt. So we're going to have to wait a little bit. Yes, bricks are very important. Bricks are one of the transitioning ones that is a big problem. The other big one is diesel, as people have said. And it's always construction materials. Like construction materials. Check your dock to make sure it isn't going to hoard items. I want to set that to keep empty, don't I? I don't have a place to put a lot of this stuff at the moment. Cannot unload cargo. Shipyard is full. Yeah, so we need to set this. Now, unfortunately, because I've set this to keep empty, that's an even further load on this. Yeah, concrete isn't something I've got yet. I'm now researching concrete. This is a really big one we need to move on to. It will filter out over time. So we need to wait until the boat is actually empty of cargo. And yeah, I'm going to let the beacon run a little bit longer because we have more jobs coming. If you notice, all of our wood guys are now... Actually, I may have messed up. No, because they can take... This is full of wood. It's fine. Yeah, this is why I need these trees cleared. I need these trees cleared ASAP. I also need all of this built. The problem is just construction materials. They're finishing off the last part of... In fact, okay, the copper plant is now ready to go. Everything is built for the copper plant. Any trucks need names? Yes, I've definitely got trucks that need names. John Truck. There's a pickup. Anyone got a name for a truck? Because here's a truck that needs a name. I'll put that to the side while we wait. Oh, so my trouble getting the right size onto welfare by the corporate overlord. No, there'll be plenty of work for trucks to do. They just won't be doing the grunt work of moving stuff around on the conveyor belt. Look, this truck's moving potatoes right now. Mark Truckedy. Okay, sure. Lots of High Fleet references here. Truckedy. Cool. Done. Let me just check something really quickly. All right. We should mix chatter names. Newtonius Waffle sounds fun. What we need is more chatters, but we'll get there. Now we're actually overproducing potatoes right now, but soil fertility is getting very low, so I need to build another farm soon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set another farm up over here, but I'm going to set it to be fallow. I think I can do that. Can I do that? I don't know if I can set it to be fallow. The Pork Chop Express, love it. If I find another one that needs named. In fact, we've got 2 Libreverse right now. No, we'll leave the 2 Libreverse. I think that's funny. Lightning Dragon. Pick up. Pork Chop Express. I'm making it all one word for Pork Chop. Okay. Our construction material plants are coming online. And we still can't empty this of cargo. 136 copper is nice. Yes, we are glad to exist. We, as a collective. We're really low on bricks. Oh, Karthakuda, thank you very much for the resub. Thank you so much. How are you doing, by the way? I haven't seen you in a while. That's someone else we need to name a truck after. Lieberverst, Mark Trokidi, Jive Crew, Pork Chop Express, Mongo Bazooka, Core 21. Pickup. That is now Karthakuda. Karth-Ikuda. Done. All right. Very low on iron right now as well. We're chewing through a lot of iron, even though I've got 2 of these producing iron non-stop. Copper, we're full on copper. I could almost get away with building another smelter to get through more iron, because this is just iron and coal. But coal is also struggling. Coal is also struggling. Do I need another digger and another truck doing coal? I think I maybe do. Digger and truck. And then let's also add another copper production facility as well. Yeah, coal's got 3 trucks on it. So the way I've mathed it out is there should always be a truck waiting with the way it's set up right now. So by the time this truck finishes, another truck should arrive. Oh, hydrate. Thank you, Toasted Waffles. I will take a drink. Everyone else should hydrate as well. So, okay. You're right. It is not doing well enough. Let's add another truck in. So that's 4 trucks on coal now. But I'm adding another digger in as well. What else are we low on? Oh, so you can tell your Diggy Boy to only go after coal. Can I really? Oh, my new priority is coal. Oh, amazing. Did not know this was a thing. Only mine coal, my friend. Oh, so I need a name for our Diggy Boy. In fact, the new one's going to be called Diggy Boy. I like that name. Okay, Advanced Concrete is ready. I'm not ready to... Do YouTube channels get a truck? Everyone gets a truck. Doctor, I can't believe I missed you. Everybody gets a truck. I'm sure there is a Doctor truck, but just in case, we will name one after you. Mongo Bazooka. There's plenty of trucks to go around. Let me tell you that much. Jive Crew. I think these ones are all named. Oh, there you go. Doctor, you can be a wood truck. Doctor. There we go. Thank you for popping up. There you go. Diggy Boy. And you can be assigned to coal as well. And I will also tell you to prioritize coal. Read James hydrate 180 times. Please don't do that. I will die. We'll come up with some fun ones. Like, I'm open for suggestions. The wood house. So what I'm doing at the moment, Lightning, is I'm telling this wood house to not accept deliveries right now because I'm building a new wood house that I do, but it's just taking them a long time to build it. In fact, I'm going to set this to highest priority, urgent priority. Okay, that's all of our extra construction material houses done. So basically, I'm going to move the wood house from here to here. How much wood can a Doctor truck if a Doctor can truck wood? Do you have trucks now that 2 Diggies are digging? No, I'm going to need more. Diggy Boy is a JD truck name, is it? Of course it is. JD's Australian, isn't he? Everything's a Diggy Boy and a... that's a very Australian way of naming things. Let's get 5 trucks on coal. Now that we have 2 Diggy Boys. Because we've got Diggy Boy. Where's our other Diggy Boy? Is he going back for fuel? There he is. Diggy Boy and Piggly the puppy are both doing diggies. You can't make roads, but you can cover the ground in concrete. Yes, and I think it speeds up your vehicles as well when you do that. Diggy Ute. Yes, that sounds like something... Is that another JD name by any chance? Okay, so copper is up and running. Are we actually producing any copper at all? I don't think we're actually producing copper because we've got tons of copper. Okay, that's good. You are still full of stuff, so I can't unload your cargo. What's stuck? So it's copper... I've set you to take copper. Oh no, you know I haven't done. I haven't told us that it's copper storage. That will get them to unload the copper from here. Coal's the big one, and now we are out of concrete. We're out of concrete, which is a big problem. This could be a game ender for us. Now, let's pause the game for a second, because I need to work out what to do now. Do I build another kiln as a stopgap measure, and while that is there, start working towards actually building concrete? Disable truck import for the new diesel storage. I can do that really quickly. That'll get me a completion. Okay, that got me some resources. We need to come up with a concrete plan. Yeah, that's exactly why I'm pausing the game. It's concrete planning time. I would love to like be able to throw up a title. This like concrete planning mode. I don't know if I can do that really quickly though. Let's just have a quick look. No, I'm not going to mess around with that. Can't help because I've never played the game. All right. So, concrete production. We need a concrete mixer. The concrete mixer takes in cement and sand and gravel or slag crushed and water to produce concrete. That's in the concrete mixer. The rotary kiln takes in limestone and coal to produce cement. So we need a rotary kiln. That makes 3 cement. So 1 rotary kiln can supply enough concrete for 2 concrete mixers. Okay? Now what else do we need for this? We need a crusher. The crusher takes in gravel, rock, or slag. So you get that currently. And that produces crushed slag and gravel. Okay? So we probably need 1 crusher. So that gets us the what else do we need for concrete? And then we need sand or manufactured sand. So sand I can get from this beach here. It gets trucked to a storage. Nothing ever gets disposed. Actually, it's getting dumped at the moment, I think, my slag. But that's fine. We can fix that. Oh, hey, Brian Touch. Thank you for dropping in. If I delete a building and it has content, say copper, they should unload the copper. As far as I'm aware, Brian, they'll unload the copper. There are people in chat who know more about the game than me. Oh, so you need a truck named after you, if I can find one. Your trucks will try to shove it into your shipyard. There we go. 1 for crushing slag, 1 for crushing rock, and 1 for crushing gravel. So you think I need 3. And the only place I can get sand from is the beach here. So does that mean I need a mine on the beach to get the sand? Thanks to Tornius for answering Brian Touch's question. Do I actually need to set up like a mining station like here on the beach for sand? Is the question. And also, where am I going to put all of this? If you're going to get sand, you need to dig it up. Yeah, okay. Alright, well let's set that up first. That's the easiest part here. So I need a mine control tower. I might as well just put it here. Terrain too high. Alright, and then we'll mining designation. And then we probably want to actually dig down into the ground for this one. That's going up. I want to go down. Oh god. What did I do there? I want to go down into the ground. There we go. This will go down into the ground. Glaciate. Sand is very valuable. Okay. So if I do this, that looks very dangerous. Looks extremely dangerous. But we can start with this at least. Okay, that'll get me some sand. So that's my sand production. Now I need a diggy boy. Now you've got me calling them diggy boys. I need a diggy boy and 2 trucky boys. Done. So that's that. Now we need to look at the rest of this. So we need 1 rotary kiln. Now, at the moment, our limestone is getting delivered here. I think that probably stays there. And I can actually now... I will eventually be able to bring the limestone in to the rotary kiln. Just make sure you have a driving path around the hole. I do not right now. Let's get rid of this side. Yeah, so there should be a driving path here now. Alright, are there helos in the game? Not yet. But there are space stations, however. So I want to build a rotary kiln. Now, all this stuff needs construction too. So it's going to take ages to build. So, thinking about that, I think I need to build another one of these first. Just to get me a little bit of production in the meantime. Right? Anyone argue with that? That I need another kiln just while this is under construction? I think that makes sense. So first things first, we're going to build a kiln. Then I want a rotary kiln here. And that takes in limestone and coal. Which I can pipe both of those into this eventually. So we'll put that there. I think I'm going to have to rebuild this at some point. This is getting too cramped. In fact... let's bring this back to here. Make it so we've got lots of room. And that's going to produce concrete. Now, the concrete can go into the concrete mixer automatically. Annoyingly, it wants the middle pipe. So I'll put the concrete mixer here. And I need a smokestack here for the kiln. And then just because I can, it's going to take forever to build it. What's concrete come under? Concrete is a conveyor belt. I dipped for a few minutes to make food, and now the entire factory line? No. The entire factory is fine. We're trying to work out concrete because we are now at a terminal concrete situation. So from the cement hole to the cement hole, we'll pipe that in. Okay. So now I need water, and for water, we're probably going to need a groundwater pump. So that's something else we need to look into. But we're going to focus on this right now. So people are telling me that I need 3 crushers. I need a crusher. So do crusher, crusher. I should do 3 spaces between them. Crusher and a crusher. So this crusher is going to do slag to crushed slag. This crusher is going to do rock to gravel. And then this one, how do we send the gravity well in the gas room? Space out of his rockets. Someone said what I should, 1 for crushing slag, 1 for crushing rock, and 1 for crushing gravel. So gravel into manufactured sand. Okay. So I have all of those producing now. I've got them the wrong way around. Damn it. Need to turn those around. They were the wrong way around. So let's try that again. 1. Sorry, I'm thinking very carefully here. This is where this game gets really complicated because you start making mistakes and you're in big trouble. So slag, rock, and gravel. So you can crush quartz into sand. Okay. And then what I could do is this once. I'll set the recipe. So I could probably have multiple recipes active here because I'm crushing slag and gravel. So I could actually have probably all 3 of these active. Is that right? But then how's it going to take that in? Can I just take multiple in each hole? I don't think it can. What's the difference between manufactured sand and sanitary beach? Do you need both? No, there's no difference between them. They're both just options. Also, this is producing 3 cement. This is using up 1.5 cement. So what I actually need to do is delete this. Silly spaghetti around the mistakes, and so you're compounding mistakes into increments of Eldritch Bass. Pretty much, yeah. So what I want to do is I want to go back to here. And I actually want 2 concrete mixers. Excuse me. I could, but it's something to use my gravel up for, basically. So like, rather than dumping the gravel, I'm making use of it. I want to delete this. Excuse me. And then I want to flip it. Like that. Okay, and then I want to get a flat conveyor. Bring the flat conveyor down to here. Straight. Why are you not going straight? Well, actually, go here, and then I want connects multiple and distributes products between them. So I want a connector here, flat conveyor to here, flat conveyor to here, and then flat conveyor to here. So that's making use of all of the concrete that's being produced from here. Do you need concrete for construction? No. Construction is just electronics plus construction parts. All I need concrete for is for... Well, I do actually need concrete for construction. I need concrete for level 1 construction parts. I need concrete slabs. Which is why I'm panicking a little bit. Okay. So now I can pipe in. So recipes in here. Let's turn on... So I want sand plus slag. Sand plus gravel. In fact, I want all 4 of these turned on, really. But that means they're going to get piped over. Quarantine. I haven't played concrete. God, I haven't played concrete. What is wrong with me? Okay, I think I need to work out the piping for these later. I just want them producing right now, which means trucks are going to have to go back and forth. That's fine. Then for output, I just want to build a loose storage. Do crushers need concrete? Because if they do, it makes sense to cancel the 2 until you have concrete going. Do crushers need concrete? Yes, they kind of do. I can pause them. I can just say don't construct these. No, actually down here. Right, they're paused. So 2 of them are paused right now. Is there not... Can I not get you nicely in the middle? Is this going to drive my chat's ADHD? No, we're good. I can't get you in the middle. And then we want conveyor belt from here into here. And conveyor belt from here. The same way, please. Oh, God. Why are you doing this to me? There we go. Okay, so that's basics of concrete setup. The 2 for sand, yeah. So just slag into this. That's fine. Okay. In that case, what I can do then is I can just pipe this in as well, because this is a definite input that we want into here. No? Why can't I pipe into you? Because you need a U-shaped conveyor. And then I want a U-shaped connector here. And then you can go to here. Okay, so that's that as automated as I can get it. Now we also need water. And for water, I don't have groundwater pumps yet. But what I can do is I can repurpose these when they're ready. I can buy concrete from the village, yes. All of this is going to take forever to build. So I just wanted to get it laid out. Okay, let's unpause the game for now. What was I going to do? No, that's good for now. We've cemented our production line. That will break. You're blocking a port. Am I? Oh, I see what you mean. Yes, I see what you mean. Okay. I see what you mean. I need to do this. I need to place the connector here. And then I need to go 1, 2, 3. Oh, no. Welcome to spaghetti. 1, 2, 3. Cannot join if flat. Incompatible type. Well, that doesn't join up anyway. Because I need to make sure that my trucks can drive through. So it has to come up high enough that they can drive in and then come back down like that. Oh, we got some real spaghetti. And then I need to do the same thing here with the U-shape. So this needs to go 1, 2, 3. And then connect up to here. But I need it to make sure that it goes high enough. So I actually probably want to... So it's at 3 here. And then I can just do this. There you go. Okay, belt crimes completed. That will do for now. Don't let perfection be the enemy of good enough. Otherwise, you'll never make any progress. Jeez. Reminds me of my first factory in Factorio. I put every single product imaginable on the main bus. I pretty much did the same thing, I think, Toasted. Okay, the bad news is we still haven't... What's going on here? Yeah, it's fine. We still haven't produced any copper. Not a single piece of copper has been produced yet. Which isn't good. Coal is recovering, though, which is great. We actually have coal incoming. And the next thing I need to get going is groundwater pumps. You just cut and move the mixers down like 5 tiles. You can make them nice. Yeah, but I just spent all this time building this. Okay, fine. I will do that. Also, how will they be able to build this? I don't have tier 2... okay, if we just cut this and put this here, and then I just delete this, I delete this, and we'll just let that all go away. I'm being very kind to everybody right now by rebuilding this. But you're right. Oh, no, it needs to be correct. I did say there was going to be conveyor belt madness when I suggested the stream. Let's not do any belt crimes if we can avoid it, shall we? I promise to avoid belt crimes. We don't actually need any of this. I go to space and hit a brick wall. I haven't got that far. I've never made it to space in Factorio. And then take this on. Okay, so we need a flat conveyor, and we need to go up to level 3. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so then I'll bring it down to the middle, to here. Okay, and then I'll connect it up. So can I put a flat connect... Oh. So in the middle, which is here. Then 1, 2, 3 to here. Now, can I put a flat connector up here? So flat connectors can only go on the ground. So I actually need to destroy this. I just said, wait, what did I miss? Thomas, you missed belt crimes, is what you missed. So what I actually want to do is demolish all of this. Start at the mixers and work backwards. Yeah, that's probably what I need to do. I think I've got it though, because I'll put a connector here, and then I'll go click here, 1, 2, 3. Then when it's at level, which is about here, I'll just connect it to here. Right? Nice and easy. And then we'll do the same thing. We'll go from here. In fact, we can just go to level 3 straight off, can't we? And then connect to... It doesn't there. And then turn it to here. And I'll make it keep going to here and then down to here. And that way, we're at level 3 the whole way. Suggest now to any who got stuck. Playing Factorio right now. Chat corrupting frozen OCD perfection. Can you not make bridges for trucks? You can actually make ramps for trucks to drive over stuff. So for example, I could build a ramp, but the ramps are massive. So I can build a ramp over here. But let's not complicate things any further than I already have. Let's now add in the other U-shaped conveyor I need. So this will have to go up to level 4, I think. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And if I bring it to here... Oh wait, no, because I need to put a thingy on the ground, don't I? So if I bring it to... No, this is actually fine. This one can be on the ground because that doesn't block that. And if I put a connect... Losing my voice. If I put a U-shaped connector here, and then this to here, nothing is blocked. That's it. Nothing is blocked. Excuse me, I'm going to cough. Sorry about that. Okay. We've done it. Except for water, which I haven't sorted yet. All right, what else was I doing? We need to produce copper. Our trucks are very sad right now. Wood is maxed out, even though I added in the other wood place. This one is still full as well. What is not emptying out of here? So I need copper storage. I need cement storage. Where can I put my cement storage? I don't really want cement storage, if I'm being completely honest. But it would be good to hold it somewhere, I guess. So if I put a loose storage... what goes in here? Is it cement or is it unit storage for cement? So I could just put a... Can I just plug this in here? It doesn't look like it. But if I put this here and then add in a conveyor... It should just add in a connector, and then I can say that this is cement storage. So that'll clear down the cement that's locked in here. Then I need rubber storage. Is my rubber storage full? I don't have rubber storage. This doesn't output anywhere, does it? It does. Let's add a storage unit in here then. I will add rubber storage to it. New refugees, that's fine. Then I also need diesel storage, which I can't really do anything with. And copper storage. So I could add another storage on here, I guess, for copper. We're really not using a lot of copper at all right now, are we? I was acting like copper was going to be a huge disaster, but we're like absolutely maxed on copper. Maybe I see something. What is the purpose of elevating bits? Oh, well, people told me that I was blocking the outputs. So I raised the belts. In fact, I am still blocking outputs. I'm blocking this output here. This one here is blocked with this design. Oh, but I can fix it quite easily if I just delete this and instead put a U-shaped conveyor here and then put a U-shaped connector here and then put a U-shaped connector here. I'm not blocking any of the outputs. That was why the belt kind of... Second platform should be ship... Okay, you're talking about Factorio. Cement will fix itself when these get built. Yeah, that's true. Okay. There are 3 inputs, but I haven't just grabbed over the one that was blocking the third. Yeah. This should be a pretty compact little concrete factory when it's up and running. And then we want to start doing conveyor belts for our iron. But we'll get there. I need to build... Oh, we've done... Okay, so I've just finished mining coal, which gets me more concrete. And copper production gets me more concrete. So build a new assembly one and produce construction parts 2. We are working on that. So this guy here is ready to produce construction parts 2 when we actually get the chance. And then what I'll start doing is upgrading... I'll build assembly 2s when I can. And we'll start going from there. What's new available here? Vehicle ramps. Okay, that's fine. Because there's 3 different types of ramps. So I just want to select them all so that the game stops prompting me for them. And then here we've got the captain's office, which I'm not building yet. And the shipyard, which I'm not building yet. And then here... Okay, I've now got groundwater pumps. My voice is doing interesting things because I've been talking for so long. I'm just gonna mute the mic for a second and clear my throat. Okay, let's try that again. Husky whiskey voice terrain, yeah. It's because I'm not used to talking so much, I don't think. All right, what else do we need to sort out here? I think I should let everything construct. I'll put the speed up a little bit, and we'll just keep an eye on our resources while this does its thing. Okay, the fuel station has been finished. That is a useful one. I really hate platforms because it both has an internal storage you need builds and servers, which kind of triggered you. Fair enough. Truck leaves no arrow access the input port only to get close to the building itself. That's a good point. Call is a talky game. Now, what I meant to fix before I got distracted was we now have access to groundwater, which is here. And groundwater is going to sort of handle a lot of our water needs, but it also needs piping all over the place. Which I don't really want to deal with right now. So I think what I'm going to do is set up 2 groundwater pipes. Oh, so the puppy's just woken up. I need to sort her out. I'm going to put down 2 groundwater pumps, which require level 2 construction. I'm going to put them on low priority for construction. So we'll put them... No, that's urgent. I'm going to put them on low priority for construction. And I'm going to connect them to a liquid storage thingy. And they're just going to be there as somewhere for trucks to pick water up to start with. And then I need to go look at what the dog wants. And then I also need to set up a fuel station. I'm clicking all over the place right now. I'm looking for fluid. There we go. How are we doing for power? Power is okay. How are we doing for diesel? Diesel looks fine. This game has no, this game is rockets for space. Okay, wait till we get to nuclear power. Okay, give me a couple of seconds. I'm going to just let the dog out. I think she wants to go out to the bathroom, and I'll be right back. I'm not going to put the I'm going to put the be right back thing up, actually. Be right back. There we go. I'll be right back. Okay, I've let her out. She'll either be out for hours or she'll be back in about 10 seconds. So we'll see what happens with her. Okay. So what else do I need to do? So I've got the groundwater. We really just need to get construction 2 set up. That's our main issue right now. We are in a situation where we just don't have enough production. Iron production is still really low. And this is now, why is iron production so low? Considering I have this full of iron. Is it coal? No, we have tons of coal. So something it's just the iron is just not producing fast enough, I don't think. Now I could start conveying in the iron. We could set that up while we're waiting. That's the more use of, unfortunately, of construction 2 components. But I could set this up. The problem is it's going to mean the trucks can't drive through here anymore. Well, I could at least automate one of these. Just very simply do this. Wait, what are you doing? Oh, it's U-shaped conveyor I need. I could at least automate this one. That's something. Slag is likely full. No, slag is not too bad. Yeah, none of them are too full on slag. Slag's getting dumped at the moment. I don't know how to turn that off, actually. I don't know how to designate what gets dumped and what doesn't. Wrong belt? No, right. Well, it was the wrong belt. It's the right belt now. Yeah, that's my worry with Factorio 1 as well. That's the problem. I always have a big problem of transitioning from like my early factory to having a big belt factory. I run out of steam, or I get eaten to death by biters because I take too long. Let's set this to high priority. I want this built ASAP. It's urgent. This farm still hasn't been built. I set this farm up to be built like ages ago. We're just getting a little bit too much pressure on everything at the moment. Like, these guys aren't even producing stuff. This one here hasn't got... yeah, it's brick. We are out of brick. In fact, let's trade for some brick. But I don't have any iron to trade with, I don't think. They want... Oh, I can trade wood. Oh, I can trade wood for brick. I have tons of wood. 1, 2... The price is going to go up. Okay. That should get me a little bit of breathing room. And also clear up some of my wood storage. Does this have any wood left in it? It does. That's annoying. There's 33 wood left. How are we doing for maintenance as well? Do I need another maintenance depot? I think I might... No, we're okay. We're okay at the moment. I'm getting close to needing another maintenance depot. Stream delay. Ah, okay, yeah. It should be on low... It should be on YouTube's on very low latency. You need a mine control tower to control dumping materials. I didn't know that. Well, let's set that up then. What can be dumped here? So I don't want slag to be dumped here. And then just check the area. Perfect. Okay, so slag is no longer being dumped. Awesome. Not enough housing. Settlement overcrowded. Oh, crumbs. Okay, let's turn this off for a second. Let's get some housing built. Crap. And then let's set that to urgent. Okay, we have a second kiln set up for now. I will remove all of this once this is done. Well, I could actually reuse the rain collectors for water. I actually played with Biden the first time with Space Age. Took 10 hours to design my first build train, a few hours for automated fence wall, a few hours for first nuclear reactor. The crash test and stuff because I wanted to do it full go as opposed to how rockets work. I just tend to get overwhelmed, honestly. At least Tavian and Tree Harvester. We need a name for Tree Harvester. Has anyone chatted in chat that I haven't given a name to yet? You can be our Tree Harvester. I don't think we've got any new chatters. If you're lurking and you want a Tree Harvester named after you, now is the time to just quickly jump in and say hi. No, I think that's everyone. Someone suggest a name for the Tree Harvester. Kind of wish combat in Factorio had a bit more depths. Yeah, at least there is some. So the ship isn't moving. You don't have a giant pile of empty shipping containers somewhere. Are you building shipping containers specifically for the purpose of housing? Yes, I think we are. Ship is still full of cargo. Can I build a loose storage for that scrap? Yes, I can. Okay, let's add a loose storage for iron scrap over here then. So I can get that out of the shipyard. Rubber, I don't have a storage for yet. Diesel would go in here, but it's full. Cement is full. Vehicle parts, I think, is also full. Do I have a storage for vehicle parts? No, I don't. Let's add a storage for vehicle parts as well, then. Wolfie, after an old friend of yours, sure. And then Bob the Tree. Oh, Brian, Brian, first of all, you don't have anything named after you. So Brian gets the name. Now, Brian Touch would be the name I would usually use, but you did say Bob the Tree, so Bob the Tree is the name that comes up. Thanks for chiming up. We'll have to save Wolfie for the next car I see that doesn't have a name. I'll be Wolfie. There you go. Also, Wolfie Woo actually also chatted. I haven't given them a name either. I think they just popped in to say hi, but they still deserve a truck named after them if I can find one. With 2 Libra versts. No support Jump Express. No time left. Pick up. That's Wolfie Woo. Oop. Wolfie Woo. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So does this output diesel? This one? No, this is an input. There's no output for diesel, unfortunately, at the dock. There's no liquid output. There's only an input. I don't know what the input is for. I think it's for fuel. Doug wants back in. Give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to let her in. Oh, I left the mic unmuted the whole time. I didn't. Okay, I unmuted it with spacebar. All right, that makes sense. So I want to plug it in like this, and then I can set it up for diesel and allow importing. Cool. And that lets me fuel the ship, but also lets them take the fuel out of here and put it in. Awesome. Okay, what else is holding stuff up here? Vehicle parts, copper, rubber, iron scrap. That's everything. So we just need to get stuff built. We actually do have some construction materials at the moment. Stuff is happening. It's just there's so much going on right now that my people are kind of running around a little bit headless. I'm going to set all of these storage facilities to urgent. How are we doing here? So I'm probably going to need more people soon. I've got 25 spare people at the moment. Okay, that's been built. That's excellent. Let's set this to high priority as well. And I think that's everything that needs to be urgent right now. So I think we're in the space. Build 2 more trucks. Oh, what's this digger for? Why did I build another digger? For sand. For sand. And then 2 more trucks. Thanks, Steve Rust. Yeah, I can turn the beacon. I think we're okay at the moment because we've got 25 people. I guess we can turn it back on because we are going to be taking up a lot of jobs pretty soon. There's an option to borrow materials from other settlements in a pinch. Yeah, I think we're okay. But thank you for reminding me that that is available. I did just buy a whole ton of concrete from one of them in exchange for wood, which has given us a little bit of breathing room. Okay, cool. So we're clearing out the rubber. The rubber's all going over here. This is great. Yeah, that's nice. And then the shipyard itself has a whole ton of stuff. I've got it set to keep empty. Request trucks to priorities, removing all stored cargo. Yeah, cool. So while they empty this out, all the stuff in here will move over, which is good. We still haven't made any construction part 2 parts yet. You know what I should have done is I should have connected an assembly to an assembly. Can you insta-build concrete with Unity? I think I can, yeah. What I should do really is put another assembly machine connected to this that just makes construction parts 2 rather than having this one here. I might do that. Although that does block the road. Let's leave that for now. Let's leave that till we rebuild everything. This is all going to need to be rebuilt. She's barking. I don't know if you can hear. She's barking at the neighbor's dog, but she's inside the house, barking at that dog outside. Hang on a second. Let me sort her out. I'll be right back. Okay, she's outside now doing little barks to see if any other dogs will bark back at her, which is cute. Alright, so we still have so much stuff on this ship. The problem I have, I think, is all of my copper... No, this copper storage hasn't been built yet. Oh, and we are actually producing copper. That's something. This also needs to be urgent for construction. Is that all of my storage facilities now built that I was waiting on? I think probably it was. Also, can I do anything with concrete here? No, I can't. You think I should borrow anyway? So how do I do this? I come here and then available for borrowing. So I need to send the ship to borrow. Okay, well, I can't do anything right now, but I will actually borrow construction parts once the ship's cargo is empty. So it's 34 diesel, there's 40 rubber, there's 20 cement, there's 452 copper. That copper is a big problem. It's actually a massive problem, that copper. I don't know what to do about it. This has already got the copper just pouring in from here. Or is it just magically flying in? How did 104 copper end up in here so quickly? You don't need to visit a borrower. It's a tab on the trade screen. I thought I needed to. It says available for bothering, but I can't... Oh, view loans. Okay. Select a product to borrow. Construction parts. So I borrow 100... and I can pay 17. Okay, let's try borrowing 100 construction parts then and see what happens. That should let that happen. So we're kind of stuck with this copper right now because we're not using enough copper really to justify the amount that we've got saved up. But I've got 126 construction parts now, which we can start to convert into things. I got there. Okay. Crop rotation is currently... Irrigated farms is researched. Does that mean there's now a water input here, or do I need to build a different type of farm? Yes, I need to build a level 2 farm. Can I upgrade this? Upgrade to an irrigated farm. Okay, I don't know if this is where I want it to be. I probably want to build them near the groundwater. But that's good to know. We've almost cleared this out apart from the stupid copper. I'm tempted just to build another copper storage plant next to this so that we can move that copper out. You won't get any sand until the mind control tower is finished. It's okay, I don't need the sand for quite a long time anyway, Lightning, because this all needs construction 2 to be built. So I'm not too worried about the sand not doing anything right now. And it has actually been built. The mind control tower has been built. Oh wait, hang on, where's the sand going? I don't have anywhere actually sorting sand. But then again, if it's just sand, it'll just go straight to here. So what I actually need is I need a loose storage. Oh god, there's so much to do here. I need a loose storage that holds sand. And then I need you to prioritize sand. Okay, I'm going to turn the beacon off for now. We have 33 jobs free. So I think we're okay there. I'm just waiting for the ship. It just finished. I'm just waiting for the ship to clear. The ship is still got 136 cargo. All right. I think we're okay. I think we might be all right. Obviously, the groundwater isn't ready to go yet, and this needs water supplied to it. But as I said, I was thinking about repurposing these as a short-term solution to that. The ship has health. Yes, the ship does have health. That's good, interesting thing to notice, actually. Oh, construction 2 completed. We actually made some construction 2. Okay. So now, conveyor belts is our next one, and build a fuel station with a fuel storage. A fuel station would be a good idea somewhere in the middle where all the vehicles are going. So let's build that. Trucks assigned to a fuel station will automatically refuel excavators and tree harvesters at their working sites so they don't waste time going for fuel on their own. That seems like a very, very useful building. Let's build that over here next to my my refinery. And let's connect that up. Need to make sure trucks can drive through, so I'm going to put this up to level 3. Now I want it to go here. Thank you. There we go. Crop rotation is done, and I've set up my first conveyor belts, which gets me 80 level 2 construction materials. That's huge. So I can now crop rotate. Let's just do a natural replenish on this field because it is almost out of fertility, whereas this one's nice and fresh. The recipes and buildings that have import explicitly enabled have larger input buffers might help to clear the ship sooner. I think they all have import turned on at the moment. Oh, the concrete's going somewhere. Off it goes. Look, the conveyor belts are conveyor belting. There's conveyor belts in my factory. Unless you have lots of concrete stacked up. That's actually going to be... That 80 level 2 construction materials just went. Right, it's mixed. So I need to sort sand and dirt. That's annoying. I guess we can add sand in here. What else was I going to do? I had a thought in my head there. Oh, I need to assign 2 trucks to this. Okay. We actually only have 7 unassigned trucks right now. All the rest are doing things. So you are now building level 2 construction. Let's get a couple more of these plants on that as well. A I've got 3 plants now doing level 2 construction when they've got the availability for it. This is almost empty. The ship is actually empty. Right, let's go explore somewhere else. So we've explored over here. Let's explore down here. Deja vu. Remember to the photos you say a battleship? So what does that tell you? The research piece. Okay, I'm just catching up on chat. Okay, there are pirates. Great. I don't like pirates. Oh look, our crusher's crushing. Amazing. We might actually get this up and running faster than I thought. What I need to add, I was just thinking about this a second ago, is if I add in a fluid storage, say somewhere like here, I can then pipe it to the 2 water requirements here. So we have 1 coming here. No, not like that. 1 coming here. And then I can get the other one to here. There we go. And then that just needs to connect into here. And once this is up and running, I can just get rid of the 2 kilns and connect all of these to the water pump. And it's not going to be like infinite water, but it should help us out. Yeah, that's the eventual plan, Lightning. This is my attempt to not use too much construction materials to get us up and running. Basically, I want to get us a decent stockpile of level 2 construction materials, and then I'm going to rebuild all of this into a conveyor belted plant. That's my sort of hope. So, new cargo ship technology. A damaged cargo ship. Okay, how does that technology work? I think there's enough for us to... This damaged cargo ship needs to be repaired before we can use it. Needs 240 metal. Let's not spend 240 metal right away. Let's continue exploring around our island. Research settlement water. Water for the settlement. Okay, we're not doing that yet. Free boat. This used to not have vertical pipes. Yes, I think the vertical pipes make life a lot easier because your trucks can now drive under them. The dog is just doing big barks outside. Oh, we're doing it. We're producing concrete slabs. We've automated concrete slabs. It's done. That's fantastic. That is a huge gain for us. We can actually, I can actually pipe sand into here, but I want to keep the port open. No, I could pipe sand in and then have the other ports open for other stuff. Is that going to block anything if I do that? Let's just go up 3. Even if I don't have the other one automatically importing sand, that's one of them importing sand. Okay, we're actually making concrete. That's massive. That was what I thought was going to end us. Hey, thank you, Antonius. I only thought that was going to kill the whole stream. I'm not joking. So, that's really good. This is now the furthest I've gone in this game. Now that we have that online. Our trucks are not happy right now. They are extremely busy, but it's because I've got construction ongoing. So I think once this construction completes, they will be a lot happier. In fact, right, this is under construction, I can unassign those 2 trucks because they're not doing anything. Oh wow, look at the mess we're making here already. Oh god, the sand isn't very deep, is it? Okay, it gets deeper as the beach goes down, but the start is not particularly deep on sand. And this is saying that we can't dump slag here anymore, which is fine. Oh, location explored. What do we find over here? The ship's just coming back. I guess it's full of cargo. Did you hear that? That's what it's like during the day here. Should edit that dig order. What do you want me to do with it? Go deeper? Went too deep. Gotcha. Let's, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll edit the dig order. We'll get rid of all of this. And I'll set a flat for 4 across the whole beach. And that should get us a decent amount of sand. Whoa, did you see that? He's absolutely zooming. She's going crazy outside. I don't like it when she barks all the time. Sorry, Anakin, yes. I've got to set to take the top layer off right now, which I'm pretty happy with. Did I make... I forgot I made this, but yeah, this is our crushed slag, which is the other component we need. Yeah, sand and crushed slag is what we're making right now. Oh, this is fantastic. And I could create a... What I could add in here is a loose storage for slag. Oh, why does it have to be raised? Come on. Are you serious? Why does it have to be raised? That's really annoying. Well, if I put this here, is that close enough to connect, or is it too... Oh, I'd have to do that. Okay, if I put it further back, though... They started constructing it before I was ready. Let's pause the game. Well, let's get it deconstructed. And then we'll do that again. So I put loose storage, say, back here. And then I add in the U-shape connector from here. Incompatible port. Oh, I've got the wrong... Stupid me. This needs to be the other way around. Like that. I don't think trucks can drive under that, but it means I can now store my slag. Where is my slag? Dirt, gravel, iron, slag. I can now store my slag in there and get it piped in automatically. Oh, sure. I know Leadfoot over there. He's absolutely zooming around on the sand. I guess the sand is good to drive on. Building backwards. Okay. I'll need to start getting into that habit. Whew. Basically not wasting space. I've got no research going at the moment. What's our alert? Mine control tower has no designations within its area. Oh, okay. So I've already flattened it out. Okay. Mine. So I want to go... Well, this is at -6. This is at -5. Oh, M, F, F. Q. Well, let's just tell it to go down to 5 and see how that goes. And then when it shouts at me again, I'll put it down another layer. This is it. It's all... So we now have fully automated concrete production. Everything that we need is automated, apart from the limestone and coal coming in here. But this is all... This doesn't need trucking at all. Oh, she wants to come back in. She's being a real pest. Basically, I'll be right back. Yeah, she's gonna be she's just woken up, so she's like, I want to be here, I want to be here, I want to be here. There's a few parts of the house she's like has to ask to be let into, so I can open and close doors. So you'll probably hear her barking again in a second. Okay, the next thing we want to do, our next big job, is automating the production of all of this. So basically, taking all of this and turning it into a conveyored thing. We could probably, and I would also like to automate the importing of the copper and the coal as well, if possible. Which is quite a big job, honestly. That might be something I need to sketch out. There's a lot to do there. Is there anything I need to work on right now? What is settlement water? Provide fresh water to the tax settlement, turn wastewater that needs to be disposed of. Providing fresh water settlement generates extra unity and reduces health risks. Advanced logistics control provides extra management of logistics and dumping. Conveyor lifts allows to raise other conveyors in compact footprint. You can already split and merge transport, but this gives you the ability to set input-out priorities and ratios. Prevent terrain from collapsing. Walls can be placed below the surface to prevent terrain collapsing during mining, or above terrain to aid with dumping operations. The placement elevation is adjustable. Walls will collapse if they hold more than 5 units of height or if they are overfilled. And then custom services allows laying down custom services such as concrete on the ground. Services reduce the maintenance needs of vehicles that drive over them. Okay. Yeah, I want to just get everything here kind of nice and easy. So what we can now do is we can decommission these kilns. We don't need them anymore. Which means all of the water they produce will now go to the concrete mixers. So all I need to do is connect up a pipe from here to here. And that will get all of that water going into this water tank. And we're starting to build up a decent amount of concrete, so that's huge. That's absolutely massive. Oh, the ship's back. I forgot to check what the ship had on it. Cannot unload, shipyard is full. So we've got coal, we've got vehicle parts, we've got rubber. So we just have to wait for that to get unloaded, really. All of my side are limited, mostly through knowledge of vocal training. So first, I should probably go drink some water. But I've been drinking the whole time I've been talking. Yeah, I've got a feeling that what I'll probably do right now is we'll just work on having a lot of production 2 stored, and we will use that as a stepping off point in the next stream to like produce a whole load of conveyor belts and stuff. That's kind of what I'm thinking, because it's going to be a really big job to move on, and I think we're at a level right now. I don't think we need to worry too much about health at the moment. We probably do eventually, but I'm not producing anything too bad. Getting at least one construction 2 assembler belted and fully automated is a good goal. Yeah, that is my goal, is to do that. We could probably belt it off here if we want to have a look at the full path, right, to producing a construction part 2. If we just jump in here for a second, jump in here. A construction part 2 requires construction part 1 and electronics, and construction part 1 requires metal, wood, and concrete. So I've got the metal here. I've got this is a slag storage right here. Already done, Lightning, but thank you for making sure that I'm on point. So from here we would connect to another assembler, and that assembler would need to be fed in wood and concrete, belted to the smelter. Oh, I see what you mean, because it's outputting the slag here. That's fair, but geez, this is such a mess. If I go from here, I can turn to here. That's already kind of locked off, really. But still, what I could do is get to here, go up to 3, to about here. That lets the trucks through and then connect in there, like that. Well, this one's already kind of fully belted. Oh, this can be demolished now. That's great. Don't need that to store wood anymore. Why can't I demolish this? Ah, there we go. You need a megabelt, loose storage. Oh, but I've already got the storage here, so I might as well use it. I know I have no research going. I'm a little bit scared of falling behind on research, but I guess I could do this. I'll just get them all queued up. I'm just a little bit scared of research outpacing me, because I'm trying to work this out. Okay, so from here, the problem that I've got is the storage for other stuff is awkward. I would need to move my wood storage, I think. But let's just look at it. Let's just lay it out so that I can see it, like, so it's visible to me. So we'd have an assembly 1, say, here, okay? And that assembly 1 would require iron from here into this port here. A little bit awkward to get that up to level 3, isn't it? We'll just have to, I'm going to let everyone drive around this. This is just to work stuff up. Okay? So that's the one of the inputs. Now this guy is making, and he's only making these. No, he's not. He's only making these. Okay? So then I need 2 storages, which isn't ideal, but so I need a storage. Let's say put a storage here and a storage here, and people need to be able to drive from them. This is going to be a concrete storage, and this is going to be a wood storage. Again, I don't like this because I'd actually like to set it up to the production facility, but we're just kind of mapping this out. So the concrete goes incompatible port at start. That's because these are the wrong way around. So we need to go back to storage. So flip this around. So you go here, and you go here. Not connected. That would be a problem. That's a bit awkward, but I'm just trying to get my head around what this needs. So that goes to here, and then this goes to here, without trapping a truck inside. So it'd have to go like that. Okay, so that's everything that this needs to make level 1 construction. Now, these are producing 24 iron plates. This needs 4.5. He also needs 4.5 wood and 6 concrete slabs. So I could probably get 2 of these connected up, but let's just do 1 for now, because again, I want to see what this looks like. Now, the other thing that I need here is I need to produce electronics. So to produce electronics, I need mechanical part. No, I need copper and rubber. So what I need is another assembly machine here. This isn't actually ideal because I'm just like I'm not loving this. This looks terrible. But again, let's just see what it looks like. So we'll do. You can also go to level 2 assembler. Yeah, that's the plan. This is gonna be a level 2 assembler kind of plot. Let's put these two here so that trucks can drive in. I think that's important. So this is going to be rubber, and this is going to be copper. It is definitely going to get eldritch. So the rubber goes in here, and the copper is going to go. She's barking again. It's going to go in there, and this is going to produce electronics. Okay, and then the two of these together with an assembly here are going to produce. Hang on, pup. I'll come and get you in a second. Let me just get my thought finished here. They're going to produce this, and that's going to be construction level 2. Okay, and then that will come out into another unit storage. So that's a very, very basic factory. Like, it's terrible because it relies on lots of importing. Also, let's get rid of these. These are just useless. That's kind of how that's going to go. And then we're going to upgrade these to level 2 first. Oh, there we go. There's our slag coming straight out, which will feed into this automatically. I know this is actually all backed up. What are we waiting on here? I think we're waiting on sand, probably. Actually, waiting on slag. No, we're waiting on sand. No, what are we waiting on? Is it just a cycle? It's just a cycle. Okay, it's just cycling. Cool. We basically have infinite concrete right now. So let's see this get built up. So I can upgrade these. Once they're built, there's an option to upgrade them, and that requires 18 construction too. So I'll map them all for upgrading pretty much straight away. So that's the iron feeding in already. Let's mark you for upgrades. There's the wood going in. So what I want to do is I want to turn off importing cargo. Trucks can't import cargo to these. So trucks can't bring cargo directly to the machines like they're doing right now. It has to be fed in from the belts. Also, you need to have wood, and you need to have... what was the other thing I needed? Concrete. So now they're bringing the wood here, and this will provide a buffer. Okay, this is filling up with copper. That's cool. That's copper coming over from the boat still. Oh, the boat's actually ready to go on another adventure. So we'll do that as well. Boat can go to here. Let me just sort the dog out. She's going nuts. 1 second. All right, back again. So I've left the back door open for her, so she should bark a little bit less. God, this is spaghetti now. This is real spaghetti. Mom's spaghetti. In fact, what I also want is I don't want export only if pipes are full. Yeah, that's fine. So that means it won't take anything off the pipe unless the pipe is full. I'm going to mark this as high importance. This is high importance. I want to get all of this built. Because I've done all the pipes. She's off barking again. We don't have any massive deficits, right? Everything seems to be building. Apart from our concrete's getting blasted through. But that's, yeah. That's probably to be expected right now. I could actually probably double this up. Trucks are happier, which is good. God, we've gone through a lot of iron already. Coal's looking good finally, which is also really good. And we're clearing the trees nicely. In fact, I'm almost out of tree designation, so let's add all of this in. I want all of this cleared out of trees as well. No sand import into the second mixer. I didn't add in a pipe for it. That's right. We should do that now that we have the materials. If I can get it to connect in a way that isn't just chaos. That's not too bad. Yeah, that should work fine. Thank you for that, Lightning. Thanks for the reminder. Okay, this is almost finished construction. It's concrete that's the problem. Look how they're like busy bees, our little trucks. I love them. Water's a problem over here. We're not producing enough water. I can see that straight away. So we need to get the groundwater. The groundwater still hasn't been built. Oh, all the pipes. I've got the pipe plugged into the wrong bit here. Let's just fix that. We could fix that really easily by just connecting this to that. Okay, this is now mostly up and running. We just need concrete, I think. Oh, this needs to be, yeah, it knows what it's doing, and it's set to don't import. Cool. So this should be automated once we start filling this up with concrete. And I can set this to high, I can't set it to high priority, that's annoying. How are we doing for power, by the way? We're starting to get a little bit close on to a little bit of a power limit. I'd have to add a third diesel generator in, just to make sure we don't brown out. I need to do that soon, I think. Also, the refueling station's done, and I don't have anyone assigned to it. Okay, that'll get me some construction level 2s, that's good. Oh, this has now been upgraded to a level 2, so let's upgrade this and upgrade this. Steam power, joy. It's funny that steam power is actually like the better power source than diesel. Okay. I want to see this in action. This is like my goal is to see this plant actually doing its job. But the problem we have right now is no concrete. No one's shipping the concrete over from here. Which is probably fair. There's a lot going on. We're also full on sand, which is wild. He hasn't actually had to do much work over here. I might need to add... Yes, I am going to have to add a loose storage for sand here, or it's going to completely block up this facility. Or if humanity's new power source is actually just new ways to boil water to spin the same exact turbine used in 1910. It's kind of funny. You can specify priority once you specify import limit using slider at the bottom in storage window. Oh! Turbine goes spinning as all the way. Okay, 2 of these have now been upgraded, but we still don't have concrete slabs in here. You specify priority once you specify import limit. So this forces... Ah, there we go. This is high priority to keep full. She's off barking again. She's just wild today. I'm going to have to take her for a walk after the stream. Oh, so now officially, I think the longest stream I've done, we're up to 3 hours this stream, which is a new one for me. How are we liking Captain of Industry? There we go. Okay, it's happening. There goes the concrete slabs. And then this is now producing construction 1s, which you'd actually see on a belt now. And here come construction 1s into this machine, which needs how many? It needs 12, so we need to go through another cycle. Well, this guy here is being upgraded, so he can produce his electronics faster. And now we have no power. Oh, crap. Okay, I was right. We do need another diesel generator. So let's add that in. And we'll mark this as urgent. And we'll mark the pipe as urgent as well. I love how we got this far, and then it's like, oh, you haven't got enough power. There was a spike of power there, actually. And there we go. We have automated construction 2. It's messy. But there we go. To make it faster, use 2 or upgrade the 1 to a tier 2 assembler. Yeah, they've all now been upgraded to tier 2 assemblers. But Assign the loose storage of slag and drag the red slider to left. Improve slag export. But I don't want to improve slag export. I'm really happy with my slag export. I guess I could just do that and then just drag it back. Oh, dramatic. Okay, we've got returning walls research, which is probably something I need to look into building. Do I need to... And we've got concrete and stuff, so I can start putting this down as well. Whew. I think I might need a break. I think I'm a little bit, like, brained out at this point. How do we feel? Is this enough captain of industry for just now? I'm really happy that we got to here. This is like, I was really hoping this could be the guild. The highest priority will ignore truckload size and lead to much higher logistic network demand. Oh, really? Let's not do highest priority then. Let's just set it to like 7. You think this is a good time? I'll be heading off soon either way, to be honest. Yeah, we've been going for 3 hours. It's 3 a.m. for you before you're going to bed. Okay, then I think this is where we're going to end this particular stream. But what we can do next for next time is we can plan this out and actually get it looking nice. And we can start moving on to more stuff. So I think this is a pretty good place for us to close up. I'm just going to save the game. We will close this. Oh, I hope there's nothing bad written here. Stream, build, and save. All right. I'm not going to go straight away. Let me just check on the dog 1 second. Go. Oh, did I do that again? No, I didn't. Okay, sorry. I was sorting the dog out. So, Notorious, you redeemed a tactical pause. What would you like me to You missed the whole like tactical pause thing that appears because I was on a different window. But is there anything you would like me to tactical pause and discuss right now? The game's still running, but I have actually saved the game, so we should back out, exit the main menu. Build them. I have them order some. Cool. Making function your Lego blocks. Oh, that's awesome. Toasted waffles. That's really cool. You've got instructions for them and everything. I'm actually really hungry. I've been streaming since 8 a.m. It is now 11 a.m. for me, so I'm probably going to get some food. But just in regards to content and stuff that's coming up on the channel, I just thought I'd mention, this is proper starting off, thank you, Natalius, just to let you know, Terra Invicta is kicking off again on Tuesday. Mechanicus is continuing on Thursday, and I'm going to try and record some Star Sector today to pick that series back up. And I am 100% planning that when, I'm in Australia, Mr. Gris. I'm planning that when Xenonauts 2 Update 6 hits, which isn't that far away at this point, I'm going to jump on that as well and get a new series going. Because there has been a lot of changes. And I think that'll probably be the first time we get the full game with the endgame cinematic, or at least the basics of it in the game, which is something I really want to see. So more Star Sector, more Xenonauts 2, and then I've got my eyes on some stuff. I don't know if some of you remember, but I do tactical turn-based Fest every year. So I'm signed up for Turn-Based Fest again this year, and I will be playing Nine Kings for that, and some other stuff. I've asked for more games, so I've got, the accents vary me. Okay, so people are excited for Xenonauts and Star Sector, that's awesome. So, basically, Nine Kings is a weird little auto battler that's actually quite fun. It's another Hooded Horse game. It's actually out at the moment, but I'll be playing it on stream for Turn-Based Fest. And then I'm also trying to get my hands on a couple of other games that I think will be fun to stream for Turn-Based Fest. So we'll see how that goes, and I'll let you know as I get more information. This has been a really fun stream, and I'm enjoying being really awake for a stream rather than falling asleep while I stream, which is a really nice change. So thank you all for turning up for this stream. I really appreciate it. It's lovely to be chatting with you again. And I feel like this is more one where we can actually chat back and forth, where my brain isn't like completely engaged like it is with Mechanicus, which I would like to wrap up and move on from. We need to start thinking about what to play on Thursdays soon as well. But anyway, I am at this point going to, yes, that's exactly what I planned, Toasted, was actually give the US viewers some love, because there's a lot of you. You're actually the biggest part of my YouTube audience is US, but all of my streams are kind of EU focused. So see you tomorrow? What's happening tomorrow? Tuesday, it's Sunday for me. What are you referencing tomorrow? Unless you're talking about Elden Ring stream. I wasn't going to stream it tonight, but I could. I could do a little Elden Ring stream before bed. We'll see. That'll not be an official stream. With a curse. Well, now that you've graduated, Mishaps, that may need to become uncursed. Because you may need to get a job. Anyway, I'm going to go and take the dog for a walk, get some food, do some shopping. I want to cook a big chili today, and I want to record Star Sector. So I will see you all later. Have a wonderful morning, noon, night. Thanks again for watching. I will see you in the next video. But before I finish, I need to raid somebody, because that's the thing I want to do. So who am I raiding? Apparently there is a tool that will help me raid somebody. There's a Russian guy playing Captain of Industry with 38 viewers. Oh, Beagle Rush has a stream about to start, but he's not live yet, so I don't want to raid him before we're live. I'm going to start raiding people so they raid me back. There's a guy streaming Captain of Industry called Welcome to the Spaghetti Factory. Oh, someone just followed. Thank you very much, Mr. Grizz. I appreciate that. Oh, we just met a follower goal. That's even better. Oh, what a great stream this has been. That was my follower goal just hit. I'm just going to do a quick... You don't have to hang around for the raid, but I'm just doing it because I'm a nice person. So I'm going to raid... I'd really like to raid Beagle Rush, but Beagle Rush hasn't actually... has only just launched their stream, which is a shame. They're playing... what's that game called? They're playing Long War, I think. We're on 8... Yeah, they're playing... By aliens with... I mean, I don't know what's going on there. Look, I need to just need to raid somebody. I'm going to raid this Xanify person. Incoming raid. Let's see what they say. For this, could you enable the global most for better Twitch TV phrase? I'll see if I can do that, Toasted Waffle.
Hold on, bat in the hatches. Bat in the hatches. Is a raid incoming? Oh shit. No way. Bat in the hatches are blown down.
There you go. I've just raided you all over to this guy. So he's just starting out. You can help him out.
But there's a raid coming. Yo, we got a bat down. Holy shit. 10 warriors at the gates. Bat in the hatches. Throw the molten lava, the oil, tar and feather them. Don't let them through the gates. Shot guns and shit. Yeah, we're not there yet. Hey,
All right. Have a good one, everybody. I've just raided you over, so I don't think you're here anymore.